Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Xfinity Den as we get ready for the opener. It's here. That's right. It is Christmas in Philadelphia. The Eagles play the Cowboys. Banner night at Lincoln Financial Field to kick off the NFL season 2025. This is the Anthony Gargano Show presented by the Bet Park Sportsbook Online Casino. It's finally here, BG. It's the greatest. So much. It's such a holiday feeling in the Delaware Valley, all across it. It's birds everywhere. It's such a celebration. And I want to start with something that happened to me this morning. And it illustrates how great this fan base is and what the Eagles and this whole thing means to our community. So every morning I stop, but there's a Dunkin' Donuts near my house. I stop and I get my Americano black, no sugar, right? Every morning I do the same thing. So I go to the window to pay for it, and the nice woman says, "She got you, Anthony." I go, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, the car in front of you paid for your coffee." And I was like, "Wow, that is awesome, right?" "Oh, really?" She's like, "Yeah, I said, "Did she know?" And she's like, "She just said, whatever the person behind me orders, I'll pay for it." And I was like, "Wow!" So I leave. And I kind of speed up, and I'm able to catch her before she turns out onto the main road. And I have the window down, and I'm waving at her, and I said, "Thank you. You made my day. I really appreciate it." And I said, "Why?" And she said two things. She said, "Well, first, go Birds." And I was just like, I love this girl. I was like, "You're the greatest." And she said, "Yeah." She goes, "I'm a big believer in pay it forward." And I used to do a show years and years ago on WIP with Glenn McNeil, and the movie Pay It Forward came out. And we used to do a show once a year, and it was a really popular show where we would go out and we would get people to do random acts of kindness across the Delaware Valley. But, buy somebody's coffee like she did. Back in the day, you were still reading a newspaper, a physical newspaper. Go do that. It was all that stuff, and people would do it. It was awesome. I loved it. It was my favorite show of the year. It's probably the favorite show I've ever done because I got calls for days afterwards talking about the random acts of kindness that they did for strangers. And it just makes us feel so good when we're connecting like that. But the impetus behind it wasn't just, hey, let's do this pay it forward thing. It was the fact that the Eagles were opening this morning, that this was kickoff in Philadelphia. And this woman does this random act because she's like, it's a holiday. The Eagles are starting. And she says to me, "Go Birds." And if I tell you, I wanted to cry. I was so emotional at just that little act, but it was a big, big kind of get your morning going the right way. It was beautiful. And that's why these fans are the greatest fans on the planet. And look, I've been doing this a million years. I'm from here. It's not about, pandering. It's about being truthful and giving this fan base the flowers it deserves. It's an amazing fan base. Like today, across the Delaware Valley, in schools, the kids are wearing green. And we need this as a people. We need community to rally together, to come together. We talked yesterday with Mike Sealski about church and, what it was like. All of us get together and whether it's church or temple or whatever God that you you observe, it's about the community and coming together in a good way and for goodness. And that's like Eagles football. It has that effect on us. It's profound, the effect that it has on us. That's why it matters, man. That's why it is so important to our daily life. And I want to thank her publicly. I was so overcome that I forgot to get her name, which I'm mad at. But she just was a light across that. When you step back and think about it, all these years, the Cowboys as our main rival. I know the Giants are there too, but the Cowboys are the main rival for us. All those years of being like looking up at them, this regal America's team, and how it's all flipped. And of course, we own the century, right? This century is a century of the Eagle. That's what this is about. And tonight, with them having to watch it, Leatherface Jarrett has to watch the banner go up. How freaking spectacular is that? How perfect is that? VG, good morning.
Good morning. Happy kickoff day.
Yeah.
Dude, this city is crazy right now. It was last night. It feels like a 4-day weekend. No one is working today. Everyone's got plans on how they're getting down the tailgate. No one's got plans for Friday's going to be a wash. There's nothing happening in this region. I walk the dogs. Everyone's saying go Birds. The kids walking to Meredith School are all greened out. City Hall's green. The bridge is green. The skyline's green.
Yeah.
It's insane right now. This morning, you can just feel it. I turn on XPN. They're like the hippie radio station. They're playing McFadden, Whitehead, and Eagles remix with chants going on top of it. You gotta be kidding me.
I love that, Andrew. I love the Screaming Eagle. McFadden and Whitehead. What was the song?
Ain't no stopping us now, but they got an Eagles remix with chants. It's like E-A-G on top of it.
That's fabulous, man. I remember that. I remember they did that. Oh, my God. That's awesome. We celebrate this unlike anywhere else.
Did you see there's people lining up last night with their RVs at 9:15
last
night to get in line. There's the one guy at ABC News. He's got his brisket on, so he has breakfast ready at 7:30 this morning for the people waiting in line.
He had the long beard. Oh, that guy was the best, man. The freaking best. The way we celebrate this thing is the greatest thing in the world, man. It really is. It's just spectacular.
It's
how we celebrate it. Right? The feeling in the air, it's intoxicating.
And we're the champs.
Well, right.
No trick plays, no gadgets. We're the champs.
The beauty of it, exactly right. The beauty of this thing is that, we're going to raise a banner in their face. Like, that's in your face. Right? Like, that's the greatest thing in the world. To actually stick it up their gee.
We need like a Jerry Cam the whole time that's going on. I just got to see what he's doing, see how miserable he looks.
Yes. Kickoff 2025 tonight, and it will be a beatdown.
Dude, I think I found this Reddit thread of in the Cowboys. How do you feel going into Thursday? Be honest. And we just check in every now and then with them. The first one.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Not great. The first response.
It's not great.
Not great.
What else they know?
I think the offense will look like crap the first half while we get shredded by Barkley.
Yeah! That's it, baby. That's fantastic. So much to do today. Obviously, busy day. It's Thursday. Legendary Pat McLoone, former editor of the Daily News, the Inquirer, and a Eagle fan. It goes way, way back. He's going to join us momentarily, do the headlines. Very Eagle-centric, as you could well imagine. But Wulf will join us at 9:45 because Adam Schefter dropped a little nugget that the Eagles were among the team this summer that went after Micah Parsons in a big way with a big offer.
Strong push, he said.
Yeah. But even the Cowboys went, we can't trade him in the division.
But how he's always working. The narrative was like, you can't afford him. You can't pay him. And
dude, I don't know how the economics work, but how he's like, bleep it.
never stops, dude.
We'll make it work, right?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. And the Cowboys smartly said we can't trade him in the division, so they shut it down. So, we'll get both talk about that. Our hometown hero Kevin Negandhi will join us in studio right here in the Xfinity Den to talk about his day. Kev is doing Sports Center from the Link.
That's awesome.
So at 6 o'clock, the 6 o'clock Sports Center will be live from Lincoln Financial Field. So, which is freaking fantastic, right? Like, awesome.
This is it. All eyes on us.
And Clarence Hill, who is from our Dallas network here at All City, will be in studio about 10:40 to talk about, this whole situation, right? He's
How
in town to cover the
is.
game from a Cowboys perspective. So I think that would be fun, man. We'll tweet Clarence about that.
Yeah, props to him for coming into this den.
Yes.
Props to him.
Yes. Yeah, he's a good dude. I've known him for a long time. I haven't seen him in a minute, so it's great. So lots to get to. It's a great day. It's a holiday in Philadelphia. Let's take care of a little business, and then we'll go right to Pat to kick off what is going to be a spectacular day across the Delaware Valley, culminating with a banner and a beatdown.
Nice.
All right. Banner and a beatdown. Let me tell you about Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. That's it. The most affordable 7-passenger SUV in America is the Outlander, the 2025 Outlander. And they got great deals, right? To celebrate kickoff, great deals going on right now on the budget-friendly gas-sipping Mitsubishis. The Mitsubishi Motors, #1 in customer satisfaction with dealer services among mainstream brands and SUV owners. That's not me saying it. That's J.D. Power. All right, they have incredible warranty. You stop in, you see Bill, right? Just go, where's Bill at? All right? You say, Cuz sent me. He said you're going to give me the Cuz discount for the Outlander, and he'll give it to you. All right? He'll make sure. Drive home your new Mitsubishi today, just minutes from all bridges. Available online 24/7, cherryhillmitsubishi.com. It's a Folk auto dealership, Charlie Folk, and the great people at Folk dealerships, they're all about family, all right? So stop in, and again, they're celebrating kickoff like all month. They're big football people at all the Folk auto dealerships. Stop in today. You tell them that, again, I sent you. Get that discount. I know people buy Mitsubishis elsewhere. I just don't know why. No.
I know people try to fix stuff around their house as well, and I don't know why, because Ace Hardware Home Services is doing the Lord's work. They're helping us out. For people like me, like Anthony, we don't know what we're doing around the house. So if we got an outlet you said you fixed last fall, you got a faucet that's dripping, you still haven't got to, well, Ace Hardware Home Services, they got people for that too, because now they're not just the helpful hardware folks. They're also the helpful home service and repair folks. They do plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, trusted pros to keep your house humming all year long. Ace Hardware Home Services, they're bringing the helpful home, the helpful you love from the store, now to your front door, from Philly all the way down to the Jersey Shore. Ace Hardware Home Services, they bring experience. Their local plumbers and techs handle everything from repairs and seasonal maintenance to installations and upgrades. They bring understanding. They listen to your goals, and the job is never complete until you're totally satisfied, so you can spend more time doing things you love. And they give you free estimates on equipment installation and replacement with trusted advisors and options that are best suited for your home, your budget. Ace Hardware Home Services are also local. Their teams live, they serve in our community. They're Eagles fans, and they're dedicated to keeping their neighbors comfortable in their own home. So visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com to get started on your next home repair project.
I love it. All right, let's get to them. Let's go. On the
Extra, read all about it.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. It's time for headlines from the editor's desk with Pat McLoone.
Good morning, Pat. Happy kickoff, baby.
What do you say? Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Time to roll. Everything's out of the way here. I'm sure somebody threw the fire alarm at the hotel where the Cowboys are sleeping. And I've already made the move to Dr. Mary Hoffman at the Michael Krizen's Department of Veterans Medical Center. We have to acknowledge, my sister Mary and I, that it's game day. And now I have the privilege to be on with you two, gentlemen. So everything's looking good.
I love it. You and I have connected over this team. God, I don't know. I think I first met you. I was at Temple, and I came to meet you at the Daily News offices. So it was somewhere in the early '90s, and
Yeah, oh, yeah.
we
We're
bonded
pushing 40
over the
years on that,
Eagles.
Anthony. I'd say absolutely. Yeah. So we've come along, and we never thought we'd see the day we saw in the Super Bowl where there was absolute perfection. So we saw it coming and we lived it, and now we're going to see what happens again today. What I was thinking, a little early deadline on the from the editor's desk. So what I was thinking is, there's some things that need to be said, but we'll do a little 2-minute drill in between. We'll go Eagles 2-minute drill back to the Eagles the way it should be, if that works for you.
That works perfectly for me. I do want to ask you the question of the week. All right, I'm asking all of our guests, and I know you'll be profound with this. What do the Eagles mean to you? What does it symbolize in your life? What does that franchise mean to you and your family?
Well, it brings everybody together. It brings everybody together. It reminds you of your family. It reminds you of your friends. It reminds you of Philadelphia. It reminds you that you can have good times and bad times. It's it's really emblematic of your life in a lot of ways. But it's been a lot of fun. We can make a lot of laughs no matter what it is over the Eagles, but boy, it's a hell of a lot better when they're winning. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it is great. And just the impact it has on our daily life. I told the story about the woman who bought me the cup of coffee. And
that was terrific.
And when I seriously, I wanted to cry. When she went, "Go Birds," I was like, "I love you." Oh, this fan base is the greatest, man. It's absolutely.
And Anthony, I spent my career at the Daily News, and the Daily News had to sell itself every day. And we always were looking for stuff that, it's everybody's, it's a big city. It's a diverse city. Everybody's got their own agenda and things that are important to them. So whenever you can find something that brings everybody together, that's what you got to do. And it was good business. The Eagles are good business because it brings together the guy in North Philadelphia and the old lady in Bear, Delaware, and somebody up in Quakertown. They got a common bond, just like you had at the coffee line today.
Yeah.
And so we were not shy about pushing the Eagles front and back and all through the Daily News.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's get it started with the headlines.
Here we go. All right, boys. Let's start with Eagles openers. And the headline there is opening remarks. We've already had a few opening remarks, but let's talk about remarks related to openers. And that is that this will be the fifth time the Eagles have played after a Super Bowl. And, the last two, I think, is going to show a little bit of what people got to be ready for is it's always rusty. After the Eagles lost the last Super Bowl, remember that one up in New England? Sirianni's the coach, and
yes,
and they just eke one out, a real ugly one up there, 25-20, an ugly score against an ugly team in an ugly venue. And then after the year after they won it, they get to have it at the link. And again, another ugly score against an ugly opponent, 18-12 against Atlanta. So maybe we'll pull like a bizarre number out of our ear as it relates to the opener. Another thing I would say that should hearten Eagles fans a little bit is I think that the gut reaction among people that follow the team closely is the year after the Super Bowl, it's kind of a wash. And that's not true. In 3 of the 4 years after the Super Bowl, the Eagles were back in the playoffs. And we know damn well they're going to be back in the playoffs this year. There was only the one time that they didn't was after Andy's Super Bowl. They kind of crashed and burned after the Jacksonville loss. I think they were 6-10 the following year. But
that
in
was
general,
T.O. sit-ups. McNabb got hurt at some point. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, a lot of that kind of played out in front of you. You saw it was a crazy training camp or whatever. And I just thought that the Eagles really have handled themselves well this training camp. They just kind of went about their business. Everything was quiet, no drama. I think that's the perfect way, you know, to go in there. So I'd like to sneak in a couple of quick things here and then we're going to just dive in to break down the game. The first one is it's ostensibly an NBA topic, but you know, it really is. It needs to be mentioned because this is a somewhat cosmic thing in sports. And the headline there is, are there any rules when it comes to money? And that falls off the report yesterday that Steve Ballmer, the Clippers owner, allegedly gave Kawhi Leonard a Sopranos-like no-show job at the
that's a great line.
Where they're planting trees. It's a little more pastoral than the waste management that the boys at the Sopranos had. But there's two things that strike me about that, VG and Anthony. The first one, which Anthony will certainly appreciate, is I don't know anything behind this and how solid it is or whatever, but credit to this Pablo Torre. I just love to see there was some real reporting going out there.
Oh, incredible job by Pablo.
Some old school reporting.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
awesome.
He got some guy and they muffled his voice and they played his thing. And this guy, he had a man on the inside that told him that he thinks that's the case. So, you know, it did my heart good as the old newspaper person. And the other thing about it, Anthony, is that something that you talked about when we dealt with NIL. You know, when it comes to money, you can't set limits. You know, it just shows there's caps, but here come the workarounds. And that's why I think the NBA is going to have to come down hard here. Because if you don't, you're just opening it up that Devin Booker, instead of getting 4 years, $72,500 a year, he's going to get $72,500 a year and a $20,000 side job at a car dealership. And you spoke about it as it relates to NIL, Anthony. These supposed $20.5 million limits that everybody signed up for and agreed to, that the school won't pay out more than 20.5. That's sure okay, fine. But you made the point at the time. So Michigan brings in their quarterback. They're not going to spend just $25.5 million. They're going to spend that. They'll show that on the books. And then Bryce Underwood, this quarterback, he's going to have a big side gig, big deal. There's always going to be money spouting out over the top.
Listen, it was crooked when there was no money, so that you put a cap, no matter what the number was going to be, you know there's going to be people circumventing it. I mean, it's just the nature of it. And I'm with you. I think the NBA's got to come down really hard. And if I were the other owners, I'd vote him out. Now, I know he's got more money than the whole league combined, but you can't have that. Otherwise, like, what do you tell owners in places like Charlotte, right? And how in the world in Cleveland, how in the world are you going to be able to compete? Like, you can't compete.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it becomes soccer, where these dudes are making ridiculous money, and, you know, you're going to have Saudi oil money come in, and it's this out of control. You lose all competitive balance.
You can't relegate the Pittsburgh Pirates anywhere. The Pittsburgh Pirates have to play baseball.
Right.
You know, the Charlotte has to play basketball. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, crazy. All right.
All right. Now, I'm telling you what, I'm going to move on quickly to the Phillies, Anthony. And the headline's not going to match up. I like this so much. I'm going to save it for next week. We'll have a little more Phillies comment. But the headline on the Phillies is "None of Us Were Born." And what I have some good numbers I'd like to deal in next week. The Trey Turner's sitting there atop the National League and hitting. And it hasn't happened since 1958. And Rich Ashburn. Even I wasn't born by then. But let's put it into the here and now as we relate and get back to the Eagles, which is where we want to be. Let's not forget that I did this last week I was sitting here the day after they got swept by the Mets. We tried to preach, look, it's a long season. Here's 1 week and all is better. So now sitting here again, the prophet of doom, the day after this Nola thing. So the Phillies are going to be fine. But Nola's an issue, Anthony. I mean, we talked about it at home we talked last night about is Nolan washed? I would like to think he's not, Anthony, but I think it's going to be hard to pull it together this year.
Yes.
I think that he was so banged up that we might be looking at, we might not get Nola again until early next year. And, they don't allow this. We can't have the opener. We can't trot out Max Lazar in the first inning and then have Nola pitch innings 2 through 7. That doesn't work. But these first inning things, they're really
I want Nola nowhere near the playoffs. I mean, I have to be honest with you. Unless there's an emergency and the starter gets hurt or gets drilled, I can't have him start a game in the playoffs. I just can't trust him.
Yeah, and the thing that's crazy about that, Anthony, is there was a little hole there. VG will remember this. It's probably about 15 years ago. The Phillies went a long while without a left-handed starter. They just didn't have one on the team. And they went like 3/4 of a season without a lefty starter. And this is bizarro world. They're going into this playoffs with
lefties.
No right-handed starter, really. I mean, the guys, if you got to go out there now, you got to go Sanchez Luzardo Ranger. You don't have a right-handed guy. You can't be hoping Walker Buehler is going to walk in like a cowboy.
Right.
And it does upset you that Painter, but we got to chalk Painter up to the Tommy John, and it maybe it's going to take more time than we thought. Right.
I'm with you, and Painter kills me. The other aspect of last night is when they face a junk lefty like Quintana, they just can't hit. They hit Mizorowski, who's unbelievable, got great stuff, a power right-hander. They have no issues with power right-handers. But it would scare the hell out of me if it's a Game 7 and Quintana's on the mound of the NLCS.
Yes. I looked at those 3 matchups. I didn't like them. The one I liked best, like you said, was Mizorowski, because I thought, he's throwing 101, 102, but they know the heat's coming. Freddie Peralta tonight's going to be tough too.
Same thing.
What are you going to do?
I know.
Right?
I know.
They're like the old
I want
cartoons
to move
where they
on.
swing 40 times.
Anthony. I want to move on to one before the Eagles, because this one's got my friend Anthony written all over it. Okay, and this topic is called QB or not QB. And what I'm going to do, Anthony, is I'm going to wind you up. And I'm going to just ask you the name of a quarterback, and I just want to hear your thoughts. It's going to start colleges, and it's going to go pros. And let's start with the one in the photo and on everybody's mind, Arch Manning.
Yeah, he's a quarterback. I'm not going to damn the kid's career after an opener against a very difficult team with an NFL type of defensive coordinator in Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia knows a lot about. I know a lot about what happened here with Patricia.
Yeah. And all these people are quarterbacks. Don't feel like you got to say to guys. That was the headline, but I just want your feeling on that. And I agree with you. I mean, in February, nobody's going to remember this first week, and in February, we're going to know whether Manning is or whatever. There were a couple throws there that surprised me that they weren't there. But I kind of agree with you. Now, also on the colleges, I'm just going to ask you quick impressions. If one guy grabbed you more than the other, because they're 2 heralded guys making debuts. Ty Simpson at Alabama and C.J. Carr at Notre Dame.
Simpson doesn't have it. I would bet against him. I was disappointed because I heard a lot of good stuff coming out of there. And Carr is a gamer, man. That kid's a gamer.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the size to run as much as Riley Leonard, but he can make clutch throws, and he took a beating. I like that kid.
You're right on the money. You're saying everything I was going to say. He ran. It seemed to me like he needed 8 yards, and he ran hard for 7.5 and got thumped.
Yeah.
And the one thing I would say that it's early as it relates to Simpson and Carr is that both were the same in that they were playing against offensive lines that had them running for their life. So in a vacuum, it's kind of hard to say. Let's move on to the pros. I got kind of a mixed bag here, okay?
Yep.
Jordan Love.
I'm a big Love fan, like separate from everything, obviously. I like him more than other people. Other people are lukewarm on him. I think he was banged up last year, and I think he's good. And I think the Packers
dissenting opinion from DG?
I think he's mediocre, slightly better than mediocre right now. I don't get all the love that Love has.
I just wonder now that they've got the pieces in the puzzle, if he's the guy that would be a worry to the guy to knock out the Eagles. So
yeah, I'm worried about their. He's also got a number 1 receiver in the makings in the kid Matthew Golden from Texas.
Okay, J.J. McCarthy.
But I don't know. I don't know what I have no idea. The greatest mystery is the Vikings because they're good on the defensive side of the ball with Flores, and they got all the weapons on the offense, and they're well coached.
I was hoping for a big thumb.
Oh, you want the
down? Yeah, thumb down.
Right. Yeah. Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah. Jackson Dart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think be okay.
I think he's a player.
All right.
I think he's a player. If I were the Giants, I'd play him right at the beginning.
How would you handle it if you were the Giants?
He would start.
You roll him out there right now.
He would start Sunday against Washington. I wouldn't even play around with Russell Wilson.
Okay.
I'd make this year the year of the dart and allow him to go through his struggles.
What is the point? They're not going to compete for a playoff.
Exactly. And the kid, and it's not like the kid's Anthony Richardson, who was spotty in college. He was a big-time offense, a pro offense. He played in the SEC. I would have started him right away.
Okay. Bo Nix.
Yeah, I think he's good. Yeah,
I like Bo Nix.
I think Bo Nix got it. I think he's well coached with Peyton, and I think he's got a good arm, mobile. I think he's got that winner type feel to me.
There's a lesson in Bo Nix. Bo Nix to me is it's a lesson in there for the Carrs and Simpsons and Arches is that I remember Bo Nix at Auburn, and he was awful.
Yeah.
He came
oh, no, Pat!
To the gate awful.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that our money. They brought him up there. Boom.
Yeah. I couldn't hear you. You zapped out for a second.
Okay. And the last
Pat's frozen.
one is because I have him here. Matthew
Stafford? Oh, you're going in and out on us. What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to reconnect. Yeah, Stafford's worries me.
Curious.
I mean, listen, Stafford's great, right? Like, if he's healthy and upright, he's great.
He hasn't. I don't think he's taken a snap. The last week of the training camp, I guess he's got involved a couple
Devontae
days.
Adams, right?
Yes.
Like he's got now next to Puka, right? So they got weapons. Listen, we'll see.
They got good defense.
We'll see them in week 3, right? We'll see the Rams early, and with the Rams, their front seven, like you said, is fantastic. There's some great matchups. I mean, tonight should be a party, and then you got the Chiefs in the rematch, and then the Rams. And then Tampa. Like, the first 4 are really
it's going to
fun.
be a big flex. 4-0 is going to be a big flex.
Like they're
he's on the downside of it. He's on the downside of his career.
This
defense, they shredded the defense last year. There's no Micah.
And the concept of, not running the ball. Like, running the ball is going to help Jalen. He'll go down the field. There'll be big plays in the pass game, right? Like, they'll I can see it. But your bread and butter is running it, and then everything works off of that. It's a recipe that you don't need.
It's very simple. Just keep it simple.
Listen, it's
until
different.
Someone stops it.
in 2022, it was different, right? Because their run game was still Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell, right?
Yes.
And, a lot of the run game was predicated off the RPOs, right? With Jalen running it. So, DC's made an adjustment and took that kind of from them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you got Barkley. Like, you don't have Miles Sanders. The Cowboys have Miles Sanders, right?
The offensive line's better. It's not just Barkley wasn't even getting touched. The holes were so big. He's 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage before he's getting touched.
You have a guy who can read it, right? Like, I don't know that Miles Sanders had the vision of Saquon Barkley, right? So to your point and to the upgrade, so that to me makes them, resistant to any kind of adjustments by DCs.
Yeah, I didn't like. We had analysts all summer saying they're going to change it up and come out and pass it, and maybe Patullo's trying to prove something.
Hey, we got Pat back. Pat, we were just talking about the keys to the game, and we were dialing up the rushing. Oh, I love that hat.
Pat had to do a wardrobe change. He
I
had to
love
pop
it.
out for a wardrobe change.
I slapped on my Donegal hat because I got a little issue upstairs. So there you go. They don't make hats big enough for this dome, I'm telling you. But, anyway, I know you got Bo coming. Let me just do one quick thing with the Eagles, okay?
Yeah.
Quick breakdown thing. The main thing on the breakdown is that our headline there was Russian roulette. And here's the thing I'm looking at is, Anthony, we're never, ever going to see a game again where the Eagles pass rush can dominate a game like they did in the Super Bowl. They just swallowed the Chiefs and Mahomes whole. So it is huge for the Eagles. And we're going to see whether they got the people and can generate that pass rush. If they get any kind of a decent pass rush, this defense is really going to thrive and the Eagles are going to be good, but they're going to be real good. But I could see a little sputtering, a little rust tonight. I could see an offense that hasn't been together. So, I hope people don't expect the well-oiled machine that they got in the Super Bowl. They just need a machine that's got enough talent to spank those Cowboys tonight.
Yeah, and listen, we were just talking about offensively, whether or not you run it. And to me, it's all about Barkley again, and they're not going to be able to stop him. To your point about the pass rush, well, you got Jalen Carter going up against a rookie. Like, good luck. Like, you're going to have to crowd him. So tonight's perfect. The Cowboys' run game is not good, right? They're going to have to rely on
my bullets. Yep.
Right, they're going to have
Javonte
to rely.
Williams, Miles Sanders, and Kaden Blue. You're gonna trot that out there?
Exactly.
That's what you're gonna trot out after all the heat you took when how bad they didn't get a running back and they missed Derrick Henry. A year later, he's trotting out Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, and Kaden Blue. Come on, I mean, Williams' best year was 2021. Miles' best year was with the Eagles. They've gone down each year since. Blue can fly, but he's a rookie who, really didn't have a big load at Texas. I don't see this team running on the Eagles in any way.
No. And look, and they're going to say, all right, now we got to throw it and test the secondary, right? Because, you got, a question at safety and a question at corner, right? Brown and Jackson are going to be in the lineup tonight. So I fully expect the Cowboys to try to throw it, and it goes back to your point up front. Yeah, if they have to Carter's a handful, and it's going to be up to Nolan Smith, and Jalix Hunt to get some pressure, right? And to really kind of get in Zach's face.
And Fangio is not a blitz guy, and he's not going to change his stripes. But Fangio is going to find ways to find a seam and tell Jihad Campbell, go get him.
Yeah. And they got offensive line issues, too. They haven't played as a cohesive unit one game. The three Tylers, I don't think they've ever played together.
Three Tylers.
They have three Tylers. So, yeah, I think Carter feast tonight.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I love it. All right, Pat, give me a score.
Well, let's do one. We got to come up with something a little goofy, okay? How about 26-11?
Oh,
Following the theme that there have been weird scores in these openers, 26-11 Eagles.
I love it. I love it. Can we say 29-11 just so
Sure.
they cover the 17 and a half?
Yeah, I thought you were laying 19 and a half.
Well, for this purposes, because that number is such a weird number. I love the weird number thing.
What do you got, a 3-team parlay here or what? Yeah. Sure. 29-11. Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
My brother, it's great to spend this time with you on this great day. We
Yes,
love you,
indeed.
man. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
All right. Enjoy it, guys. See you next week.
There he is, the great Pat McLoone.
It's funny making him wear his hair was a little flat today. Yeah, I texted
said,
Andrew. I was
got
like, "What's up with Pat's hair today?" He's like, "It's down."
Problem on the dome. That's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. All right, let's take care of some business, and we'll go to Bo to look at tonight's game, and then the news that dropped earlier from Adam Schefter about the Eagles and making a hard push for Micah Parsons. Wow.
That would have been insane.
That would have been outrageous.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'd
dude.
love to know what they offered.
I think I could tackle you right now if that happened. Oh, my God. All right, let's talk about our friends at Xfinity. Yeah, baby. Xfinity. Xfinity Sports. All right, listen. I told you about VG's setup, man. He's the greatest, but his setup is just a mess. All right, lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find the game.
It's tough.
I know. I know you are a big fan, but I feel like I've been fan fished. All right.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. You call yourself a football fan, you got to get Xfinity. We're going to work on that for you. All right. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games, my favorite teams, all in one place. And the way I watch is next level. I've had it with college all weekend. It's the perfect fan flex. Action right all around. Like Xfinity's best picture and sound is enhanced with 4K. Like watching the game Saturday night in 4K, it was Clemson LSU. I felt like I was in the stadium. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Oh my God. Sometimes earlier I had 4 games up because you can. So why not? You get real-time notifications, live stats, right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every time. Next game day, like tonight, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail, all right?
Don't be a VG.
Don't be a VG. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. All right, let's talk about the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. It's still got a chance to get in on the $25K giveaway. Yes, so if you bet $25 on tonight's game, like the Eagles minus 17 and a half. All right, how's that? You do that, or the Eagles over team total, whatever strikes your fancy. $25 automatically gets you entered in the $25K giveaway. So they are giving away $25,000 in free bets to anybody, new users, existing users, whatever it is. You'll be automatically entered in the contest. Winners will be announced tomorrow morning, Friday morning. The winners will be announced on what you won, but you'll win a share of $25,000 in free bets. Be nice, man. You wake up in your account and you win the Eagles game, and you got a free bet for $50.
Yeah, let's go.
You know what I mean? Like, who knows? Check it out. You got to betparks.com has all the details. Got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. Got to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's go to our man who does such a great job covering the Birds for all PHLY. We got you covered from like all day today. Tonight, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Post-game show, pre-game show, post-game show.
All kinds of shows.
They'll be killing it here all day.
The half times.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to be covered every which way. And, between our staff of Bo and EJ and Franny Films and Vinny Curry, right? Like, it's just all over. We got a lot of great stuff for you, so you can check it out. You could tell me, Andrew. Oh, yeah. Well, forget the intro. We don't need that. On the Xfinity guest line, Bo Wulf. Good morning, Bo.
Good morning, guys. Game day. Here we go.
Happy kickoff, man. This is the greatest. It's the greatest. You feel it?
I do, but now it's like it's too long until the game starts. I got all day to kill before we're live on the kickoff show 40 minutes before the game. Let's go. Let's hurry it up.
Meet me at the end lot at like 4 o'clock. We can bounce around for a little bit.
All right, let's see.
Mingle with the people.
Well, because I know you're not watching it on your terrible TV setup, VJ.
No, that's definitely. I'm going to Anthony's house later on.
Yeah. You just come over to my house, my 4K. I'll make the drive to Jersey and take it out. So what do you make of the big story? Adam Schefter today tweeted out the Eagles went after Micah hard in the summer, but the Cowboys said, no, we're not trading him in the division. Even they are not that foolhardy.
Listen, it would have surprised me more if Howie Roseman did not try to trade for Micah Parsons. We know, and Howie has talked about, the thing that keeps him up at night is the idea that there could be somebody available who he doesn't know is available. He is all about star hunting and getting difference-making players. Micah Parsons is a Hall of Fame level player in the early prime of his career. Like, he is still 26 years old. He plays a very important position. Of course, Howie Roseman wanted to trade for him. And of course, Howie Roseman knew that it was a really long shot for the Cowboys to deal Micah Parsons to the Eagles. He would have known that. He would have had to make an offer that was, way above and beyond what the Cowboys could get elsewhere. And so even if you think about like what would have been the comparable offer relative to what the Packers had, for the Eagles, that's probably Jordan Davis and 2 firsts, right? If you're thinking about just a defensive tackle.
Jordan Davis and 2 firsts would have been perfect.
But and that obviously that wouldn't have been enough. I think for the Eagles, it would have had to be something like 3 firsts or a different young player. But of course, Howie Roseman tried to trade for Micah Parsons. It's Howie Roseman. It's Micah Parsons. Of course he did.
So what do you make of what would have been taken, you think? Is there an offer? Because I don't know that you trade 3 1s, but 2 1s and a 2 and a 3? Would you have done that?
Well, the problem is we can't think about this logically because the Cowboys were not operating logically. If they were doing that, they wouldn't have traded him right before the season when there were fewer teams who could be involved, and they wouldn't have traded him to a team that was going to end up with pretty good draft picks, right? They would have been a little bit more calculated, and they would have dealt him in the offseason when everybody could be involved. So we can't think about like what would have been the offer to make it happen because I just don't think that the Cowboys would have done it. But in terms of like what could Howie have offered to really make them think about it, Nolan Smith and 2 firsts, or actually 3 firsts if I'm just spitballing.
Right.
But I just don't think that there was a world where the Cowboys were going to deal him to the Eagles.
Well, how would they even be able? Could they pay him and Jalen Carter? Is that even possible? Because most analysts were saying the Eagles couldn't afford him.
They can always find a way. They'll move stuff around. It'll be at the it'll at the detriment of next year's flexibility, but there is always a way for them to move stuff around for a player who is that good.
Howie. Let's go to tonight. What does it mean to raise a banner in Jerry's face? Like, seriously. Like, that's how I'm looking at it. The all-time rival, right? And this is the greatest moment of we're raising a banner, our second. In fact, we if you look at this decade, this century, the Cowboys have 4 playoff wins this century, 0 championship games. The Eagles have 20 playoff victories this century. They've been to 8 or 9 championship games. Yeah. I mean, you look at it, it's just our century.
Well, there's no doubt about it. And Cowboys fans will still be stuck in, feeling like the superior team because they're all, old washed guys thinking about the 90s. But of course it has flipped. And maybe that's what Howie could have offered to make the deal happen for Micah Parsons was we won't raise the banner until week 3. Well, we won't do it in your face, Jerry. if you give us Micah Parsons. But of
Put
course,
that back up. Put that back up, Andrew. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the I love the
Nice
clown.
clown, nice clown.
Nice job, Andrew, with the clown. Look at the clown next to the star. Oh, that thing might as well be a pentagram.
Hey,
like
you know,
that.
taking shots.
What do you mean?
yeah, of course, it's embarrassing. If you're a Cowboys fan, you're down bad.
Pentagram's evil, cuz. Yo, dude. Stay away, you freaking devil worshiper.
Do you feel like the Cowboys have gone from like hated rival to just kind of a joke?
Yes.
But a hated joke.
But like again, we don't forget, right? Like you know, one thing about Philadelphia, like we're all Sicilians. We don't we don't forget, man. Like there are a lot of angst and ridicule came from that team, man. So yeah, they're a clown show, and yeah, they blow, but I don't forget, man. And so every time you play them, I want a beatdown, man. I want them to lose.
Well, I think it's going to be a good season for you then, cuz.
Bleep the Cowboys! Bleep them! All right? So let me ask you about tonight's game, because we've been talking about it. What to watch tonight? Now, it's going to be interesting because, look, they're going to try to test Sidney Brown and Adoree Jackson, right? Like, they're going to try to throw the ball. You know that's going to be, they're not going to be able to run it. They're going to try to throw the ball against the Eagles, and it's going to be about how can the Eagles' defensive line, which lost two big keys from last year's Super Bowl team, get enough pressure on Prescott.
To me, the most interesting chess match in this game is what the Cowboys do with CeeDee Lamb, because CeeDee Lamb is so good inside, but if he's inside, you know that the Eagles have Cooper DeJean to play over him, and that CeeDee Lamb will win some of those matchups, no doubt. But
he's not going to get.
Do you lean into what is your guys?
Right.
Do you lean into your guys' superpower, or do you try to attack the weakness? Because if you would try to attack the weakness, you play CeeDee Lamb on the outside most of the game tonight, and then you've got CeeDee Lamb on one side, George Pickens on the other, and one of those guys is going to have to be covered by Adoree Jackson, right?
Yeah.
And you can try to pepper that guy. And there's only so much you can do to give help over the top there. And I'm curious about, does Vic approach this as Reed Blankenship is the one who has to give Adoree Jackson help because he's the one you trust, or is it the two guys who I'm not quite sure about? I'm gonna put 2-on-1 that way and let Reed be in control of the middle of the field, or maybe it's just depending on the side or the boundary. So I'm interested to see how Vic plays that. That's to me is the most interesting chess match of this game, like usage wise. But you're right. There should be an opportunity for, Tyler Smith at left guard is awesome, but Tyler Guyton at left tackle had an up and down rookie year and is coming off an injury. Could be an opportunity for a big Jalen Hunt night going up against the left tackle.
Yeah,
Tyler Booker, the rookie at right guard, first NFL game. Welcome to the NFL. You got to go up against Jalen Carter. That's going to be that's going to be tough. And the right tackle, Terrence Steele, is someone who the Eagles have exploited in the past. So this, there is an opportunity for what is, I think, on paper, just an average pass rush for the Eagles, especially given like their history of pass rushes. It could be a good night for them.
Well, and if you think about it, you play it out again. They're going to have to help all day long on Jalen Carter, right? Like, Carter's just a wrecking machine. So there's going to be those opportunities of one-on-one on the outside, right? Like, I'm with you with Hunt and Nolan. I smell a Nolan Smith night.
Oh,
I smell a big Nolan Smith night tonight.
I could see that. I went, we're doing our on the kickoff show tonight. Jamie and I do our best bets. I'll give you a little teaser. I like a Jalen Hunt sack tonight, plus 150. Because he's going up against Tyler Guyton, who's a little bit gimpy. Last time we saw Jalen Hunt, he looked awesome. So that's the one I'm circling.
I'm feeling an Ojomo night. I think
I like an Ojomo night too.
I like Morrow, but he's the one who's going to have to go up against Tyler Smith. So he is the one who's going to probably have the toughest matchup.
Yeah. Listen, I'm an Ojomo guy.
I'm feeling it.
Bo's right on the matchup.
I hear it. I'm just saying.
No, I got you.
These premonitions come. They're like Baldy.
Offensively, Bo, let's go offense real quick. and let's talk about, the attack mode of the offense. I've been hearing all week people going, I want to see a potent passing game and all this other stuff. What are you doing? Just run it with Saquon, right? Like, that other stuff will be here, right?
This is one where I do want to see, an improved passing game this season, but I'm with you. This does not need to be the game to unveil that, because the Cowboys had so much trouble stopping the run last year. Let's make them prove that they can do it against your offensive line and Saquon Barkley. Give him 20 touches. That sounds like a fine plan of attack to me. You want to take away, the variance of this game when you think you are the better team. You want to take away the possibility of turnovers when you're dropping back to pass. I want to see some more downfield shots than we saw in the middle part of last season. But yeah, I think the offense tonight should run around Saquon Barkley.
Well, listen, again, those passing opportunities will be there. They're going to be there. You can go down the field, but the whole point is they ain't stopping Saquon. All right, they're not stopping him. So shove it right down their throat. Here's the rock. Make them eat it.
I think they need you to give the pregame speech tonight.
Right? Exactly right, Bo. Hey, Bo, any word on Landon if he's playing tonight?
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to play.
Yeah, he's a go, baby.
He's a go.
He's a beast.
I mean, what a beast. To me, I'm like, give him the game off. Give him an extra 10 days to recover for the second game of the season. But, he's not wired that way. He's going to be out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me run something by you. Get Up this morning. Dan Orlowski says, Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts are the modern day Belichick and Brady.
There you go, Danny.
I thought you were going to give me like the modern day, like Thelma and Louise or something like that. I didn't know we were going to get Belichick and Brady.
Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, I love it. All right, Bo, what's the schedule? Tell everyone the schedule here at PHLY.
Kickoff show starts tonight at, I believe, 7:40 with me and Jamie Lynch. We've got the halftime show at halftime. We'll do a quick little 5-minute or so roundup of what's going on.
I love the halftime action.
Yeah, why not? And then you don't want to miss the post-game show. We got all kinds of action on the post-game show. Tonight we got Jamie. We got Vinny Curry. We got Les Bowen joining us in studio.
Nice.
And then we'll hear from Fran. We'll hear from EJ at the stadium. We'll hear from you, the fans, as everybody reacts to the first game of the season.
Yeah, it's here, baby. It's a holiday, brother. Love it. Love it. Listen, great work all summer. And let's go. It's on. It's on, my brother. It's on.
Here we go. Sounds
all right.
good.
Thanks, pal.
Yes.
There he is, Bo Wulf.
I don't know if this is actually Tyrese Maxey's Twitter account. It's got the little check mark. It says it's Tyrese Maxey.
What?
It says Philly fam. You all know I love you guys dearly, and I'm so happy the city got a ring. But today we beefing. Go Cowboys!
Yeah, come on, Tyrese. I don't want to hear that.
Hopefully that's a fraudulent.
He is a Cowboys fan.
No, he's a Cowboy fan. That's real.
Oh man,
No, that's real.
Beefing.
That's real. Come
Can't
on,
be
dude.
saying that right now. It's a Sixer, man.
So I don't want to hear that.
Can't be saying that.
Yeah, come on. I love the kid, but you're out. All right, shut up. Like, just stay. All right, let's just talk basketball. All right, I am so excited because I love Kevin Negandhi, right? Like, he's our hometown hero. He is just he's us personified on a national level, right? Always reps this town. In fact, tonight he's going to be doing Sports Center. He does such a great job on the 6 o'clock Sports Center from Lincoln Financial Field to get everybody excited. So he's back in his hometown, a town that he loves dearly, and he was kind enough to grace us with his presence. Kevin!
Hometown hero, hometown hero, Kevin Negandhi, from Devon to ESPN.
Oh, there he is!
Kevin!
Looking great!
Good to see you guys. Finally be here.
This is the best, man. I love it. I love it. Happy kickoff, buddy.
Yeah, it is a holiday, and it's awesome to start the season at home with a banner being dropped. Like, There's nothing better, and everybody's been talking about it, and the build-up, and then have the Cowboys see you do it. There's nothing better than that.
Dude,
right in their face.
So I was saying this earlier about, look, the Eagles have dominated the century, right?
Yes.
The Cowboys have 4 playoff wins this entire century. They have 0 title game appearances.
Yep.
The Eagles have 20 playoff victories, right? They have 9 championship appearances. They have 2 Super Bowl championships, right? So it's our century, but we don't ever forget.
We don't.
Right?
No, we can't.
And to raise the banner
Yes.
in Jerry's face, it's just the beauty.
On national TV, we're the only game in town, right? For the entire
Whole
country to
world's
watch.
watching.
Like, everything about it is pretty special. And what's different about this banner drop compared to 2018? 2018, there were so many questions lingering because they called lightning in a bottle. You didn't know the health of the quarterback. That was Carson Wentz. You had that Nick Foles question here. I feel like this is completely different because you have the franchise quarterback. You have the franchise head coach. You have the bona fide best GM in all of sports in Howie Roseman. You have a defense that's so young. I feel like this is the window that's ours. And we didn't have that in 2018, right? We didn't have the window,
Right.
I think, of the greatest Eagles run we could see over the next 3 to 5 years. Because we also know that these windows are, 3,
Fleeting, yeah.
4 years old, especially
We
in
saw
the
it
NFL.
with Andy, right?
Yeah,
Like we
we
saw
did.
it, the whole thing.
Yeah, the first one felt lucky.
It did. It felt like it was magical, right?
Yes,
Right.
This
totally.
one feels like it makes sense. This is who we are. We're the best team. We have the best roster.
You got people in your network calling them Jalen and Nick Sirianni, Belichick, the Belichick and Brady of this generation.
When Dan said that today, I was like, Dan, and I love Dio, Dan Orlovsky, a good friend. When Dan said it, I think the context that Dan said it was just their approach here. It's business as usual. We're not buying into the hype.
Yeah.
And you know what? I like that. We don't need to buy into the hype, especially the head coach and the quarterback, because that sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Well, and I loved it. Like when Nick goes, "Oh, it's banner night." Well, we want
I
to
didn't
watch.
even know it.
Was that a little grandstanding? Like,
Yes, it has to be.
Yes,
Obviously,
yes.
he knows it's banner night. But I love the fact that the way he said it.
Yeah.
We talked about this yesterday. In fact, how he seems so much more comfortable in his skin.
he does.
Right? Like there's
Yeah.
a calmness. He was always so agitated, right? He was always, like a little overhyped. He would kind of run off a little bit on his press conference,
Yep.
meander,
Yeah.
right? And now, and plus insecurity, which
Totally.
you understand. Like you're like, oh my God, I'm one of 30 men that is coaching in this league, right?
There's a sense of peace that he has, now,
Yeah.
right? And he doesn't feel like he has to prove himself in every news conference to the fan base, I think, and to his players. I think now he could just coach. Again, he could coach in the past, but it also helps too that you don't feel like you're carrying the weight of the shoulders on every decision you make.
Yeah.
That plays a huge role, man. Like, again, he turned the corner after that Browns game because I think 2 reasons. He didn't have to worry about the defense anymore. He trusted Vic. And when you have Vic Fangio on the other side on your defense, it helps you make decisions offensively on when you want to go for it, how you want to approach everything, because you're going to get the ball back.
Yes.
You don't have to just say it's all or nothing here because I have no idea if my defense is going to stop anybody.
Yeah.
And I think that changed his whole mentality.
It did. It changed it in a huge way. And I think, to your point about now moving forward in this window, it's, hey, like, we have a chance to be
Special.
dynastic.
Yes.
Right? I'll say dynastic.
Yeah.
I'm not calling for a dynasty, but I mean, their average age on defense is 23.
It's ridiculous.
Right, Kev?
It's ridiculous. And now, 2 things play a role here when we talk about the big picture. The quarterback, I think, sets the tone because he still feels overlooked. He will never forget about his whole experience. He's talked about it publicly, about the benching and the national championship, what that did, how that shaped him. It has not changed his mentality, right? That really helps because Tom Brady has always been a 6th-round pick in his mind, right?
Yes.
And I think Jalen Hurts will always be like, I was not the franchise quarterback when they drafted me.
Right.
And I was always second fiddle. That doesn't change. Listen, when I'm on ESPN, I never feel like a lot of people come up to me and be like, well, you're like one of us. I said, because I was one of you guys. I was like a nobody that just made a huge jump from Sarasota to ESPN. And I'm always that kid that just made the big jump and nothing was given to me. When that stays true to you, it sets the tone for everybody else, right? And the dude's a dog. Like, Jalen's a dog, no matter what. They fight for him.
I love how you've just framed that. I loved how you framed it. It's so right in that you'll never, whether it's ABC doing NBA draft, NFL, big time college football. I mean, these huge national events with millions of people watching you. You never change A, who you are, and B, you don't take it for granted. Like, you're into it.
Yes.
One of the things that I love about you, besides the beyond our friendship, is you just love it the way the viewer loves it.
I appreciate you saying that.
You know?
Yes, that's true. Because deep down, we're all fans, and that's why we got into it. I don't take it for granted. There are a lot of talking heads who are really good at talking on TV, but they don't watch the game.
Right.
And they're not involved.
Who are they? Who are they?
No, but
give us those names.
But that's so true. Like, you gotta love it.
You do.
It was funny. It was Saturday, one of the games, Saturday, Sunday. I bother him all the time at work.
It's great.
I bother him all the time at work because I love this stuff.
Yeah,
right?
you're bothering on a Saturday while he's working?
Yeah, we go back and forth. He's texting me a commercial break. It was the Miami game. Yes, it was completely the Miami game, the Miami Notre Dame. And it was great. Like, we're at halftime of the commercial, and I'm going back and forth when I get the chance.
Right. Like, so I don't expect him to respond, but he always does.
Yes.
At some point, I figured he's got a break. Yeah. Right? Like, at some point, he'll get the message like, yo, what about this? Who's about this?
Well, it lets me know.
Castellanos?
It lets me know that he's watching, right? I love that. I love that immediate, real-time feedback that you can get from people that love it, that are passionate about it while you're talking.
And I'm proud of you, right? So
I appreciate it.
So the fact that I'm proud, I want you to know that I'm watching,
Thank you.
supporting you in a little way. Like, the best
it.
I could do is to watch you and listen to what you're saying. Let's talk about, because I love how you framed Jalen.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, because so many people have this expectation this year about an offense that's going to be opened up.
Yep.
And I don't think it's necessary. Honestly, I don't think it's necessary to open up the offense. I think those shots will come just organically of how teams play the running game.
Absolutely. I mean, look at the Chiefs game, their last game. You run the dagger because they're anticipating one thing, and then you make the perfect throw and a phenomenal catch by Devontae. So I think that all that plays a role when you have the number one player in the entire league in the backfield in Saquon. It changes how you approach things. You do not have to overly be aggressive in every down. We've got to pass. We got to pass. We got to pass. You don't have to do that. He gives you that luxury. Lean in. I hope Kevin Patullo understands this. Lean in to your offensive line. That is the biggest strength on the team still.
Yes.
Even with the unknown with Landon Dickerson, you still have incredible tackles. You still have a bona fide center. Like, lean into what you have.
Especially, right, the way it all will work with defensively, because it's not like teams all of a sudden didn't try to stop the run. Oh, they're going to crowd the box. They crowd the box all season.
Yes.
Right? Like, the people point to the Steeler game only because they played press man behind it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So because they played press man and crowded the box, it was more incumbent to Jalen to hit all those in routes.
And by the way, that game is one of the games that I was most proud of this team, because that final drive in the fourth quarter, where it went third into the fourth quarter, was like, 10 minutes?
Right.
And then they were in their own end zone, and those are the type of games and plays and series and downs where football is, we take your heart and you've got nothing left, right? Especially a Steelers team that takes great pride in physicality, and our front line will not be punched in the face. Eagles punch them in the face.
Yes.
And that's what I love. And the one thing that I thought Sirianni did last year, they can beat you in so many ways, and we saw multiple times that they're going to have to get creative. They're going to have to figure it out. My only concern, I think, with this Eagles offense, because we've got half the team in their prime, is where are we now across the middle? And Dan brought this up. Can you make the passes across the middle? And that has been
I brought it up yesterday.
That has been an issue.
Yeah.
And I think their 1 weak link is at tight end. They don't have a tight end that could stretch the field and keep defenses more honest. I like Dallas, but Dallas's body's falling apart. It's
Let me
falling
ask you a
apart.
question, because is it the tight end or is
Combo.
it the quarterback?
It's a combo.
Because the quarterback, listen, we just got done talking keeping all the praise in the world on Jalen, and he deserves it.
Yeah.
If there's one area that needs to improve, it's his vision over the middle.
Yes.
And, being willing to throw, like, he trusts AJ, it's clear,
Yes,
right?
he does.
But those windows in the middle, whether it's a seam route, whether it's sit down in space with your third receiver and your slot receiver, like, that stuff has to happen. Like, to get to the next level, for people to say, yeah, well, is he a top 3 quarterback like Lamar and those other dudes? All that nonsense. Then you got to make the middle of the field work.
You're 100% right. And what did he do this offseason? He went and sought out Michael Jordan's advice. And what the greatest thing about Michael Jordan was he was already the greatest player in the world. And every single offseason, he got better at something, right?
Yeah.
So you can only hope that that's something that Jalen, between the hash marks, 10, 15 yards down, is he better? One thing that I thought, it took him long enough, but it was at the perfect time. They got Jahan Dotson involved in the postseason, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And finally, he got comfortable with him.
Yeah.
And that's tough to do. You bring in a wide receiver in August. Now you got to get on the same page, and he's not your 1 or 2, right? So my whole hope is that with the slot, that he's more comfortable for a full offseason with Jahan Dotson. We could start to see 10, 12-yard passes down the field a little bit to keep defenses honest, and then opens up the outside.
Now, to his defense, his stature, it's sometimes hard to see.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Those windows,
Totally.
right? So what he has to get better in is just subtle movement within the pocket to find the throwing lanes.
Slide a little bit, yes.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
so those lanes will come to you. Like, that's,
I agree.
Like, it's almost that, and then because, he could make the throws. It's not about that. It's about seeing it.
I agree.
And processing it quickly.
Totally agree with you. And this will be an interesting matchup just because, first off, Cowboys can't stop the run.
Right,
We've heard
right.
a lot about that as they justify the Micah Parsons trade.
I mean, Kenny Clark's here. He's going to stop it.
Exactly. And number 2, their D-backs aren't that great.
No.
All
due respect
Diggs,
to Deron Bland.
Yeah. And they gave him a big deal.
$100 million.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like $50 million guaranteed. Diggs, I think Diggs' time with the Cowboys is short-lived. Maybe this season, and that's it. And then they move on. He's not healthy. So
They have no depth.
they may get,
No depth.
to your point, they may get pass heavy tonight, which to me, I would be like, hey, man, just run.
Right.
They
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
stop the run. Their
same way.
GM/owner has talked about it for 2 weeks. They can't stop the run. But Eberflus does a great job in the zone defense. And so you got to find these holes and you got to figure it out. The one thing that has always driven me crazy about Nick sometimes is he tries to force something too much.
Yeah.
Instead of
Almost to make a statement.
and hey, you don't need to do that anymore.
No.
It's going to come to you.
They're going to make it. They're going to make a tush push statement tonight. At some
Oh
point.
yeah.
Well, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's great. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Let's go other side of the ball
Oh,
because
yeah.
this is going to be fascinating. The Cowboys are going to throw it, and they're going to want to attack the Eagles secondary,
Yeah.
right? So Sidney Brown and Adoree Jackson
Yep.
are going to be, that's
Vulnerable.
Right.
Yes, I'm concerned about that, especially when you look at Dak's numbers. They're 3-3 at the link under Dak Prescott, but he's got 10 touchdowns, no picks. I think this is going to be one of those games that we are going to be nervous in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a one-score game because they're just going to throw the ball. He's going to throw the ball 45 to 50 times.
Yeah.
Just because they have a running back by committee in the
Right,
backfield,
right.
So that concerns me, and they're going to look for George Pickens. George Pickens is really freaking good.
Yeah.
And you get George Pickens involved early, that opens things up for CeeDee Lamb. So my concern is that Dak is really, really good when he has a number 2. A number 2 wide receiver, legit number 2 wide
That's a good
receiver.
point.
His numbers
Yeah.
are unbelievable off the
Yeah.
charts compared to when it's CeeDee Lamb and a bunch of other guys.
Right.
And Pickens is a really good number 2.
So it's going to be interesting what you do with CD, right? Like, because he works a lot out of the slot.
You move Q around
Right. Well,
to find him or Cooper?
Well, if he's in the slot, it's Cooper,
Yeah,
right? So
no.
you got Coop there, but if you're the Cowboys and you're looking at it, you probably want CD on the outside.
You do.
Right?
So you spread it out.
Right. So you have Pickens and CD on the outside, and you force the Eagles to where's Q going to go?
Exactly.
And if I'm the Eagles, I go Q on.
You shadow CD.
Yeah.
Wherever he goes.
Because he's still the best. Pickens, as good as he could possibly be, because he's got a lot of the talent, but he still hasn't put it together. He's still been a little bit of an issue.
I agree.
He's had some bad QB play, too, in Pittsburgh.
Horrible.
Yeah,
I'm
yes,
with you.
Exactly.
I'm with you.
And if they get him involved early, then he will stay involved all game.
Yes.
That's the key with a guy like Pickens. That guy is unbelievable talent.
Yeah.
Unbelievable talent.
Yeah.
We've heard it. It's just hey, can you put it all together? I think he will, because Dak's going to throw the ball a heck of a lot. So that's my biggest concern.
It's almost like they could play a head game and just put Q on Pickens and frustrate him. Have CD catch ball after ball. And Pickens, he's a temperamental guy. He loses his cool
I
pretty
see
easy.
what you're saying.
Yeah, but
CD will eat us alive.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that, brother. You got a lot more balls than I do. Dory Jackson with CD?
That concerns me. That really that part of the
because you still have Ferguson.
Yes.
Right? Like you still got, they have a formidable passing game.
But it's nice to have a linebacker like Zach Bowen.
Oh yeah. Big time.
Okay, it just calms you down a little bit.
Oh, in a big way. Now, to me, the game it's going to get decided up front, right?
Let's hope.
Look, here's you got a rookie at guard.
Yeah.
Right. Carter's a game wrecker.
Just blow it up.
Right. So they're going to have to double him.
Yes.
Right. And so by doubling Jalen, there's going to be opportunities one-on-ones for Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt.
Yes, I completely agree with you. And I'm actually curious to see how Jalen Hunt handles the load now, right? There's more responsibility. Can you be consistent? We don't need just flashes. Hey, we come in and on 10 plays, you're like, whoa. Yeah. Now can you sustain something, right? Now continue to apply pressure in the third quarter after playing in the first and second quarter, right? I'm super excited to watch Jalen Carter. Like this, it gives me all the Jerome Brown when I was 14, 15 years old.
Yes.
I cannot wait to watch Jalen Carter blow things up.
Dude,
that's all I want. Just blow everything up. I don't care what happens. I just want people to be hurting because of you.
Dude, I'm so with you. He was the best player in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And didn't have a tackle.
Yeah.
It
was literally everywhere. And there's a certain intimidation factor that Jalen Carter brings. Everybody knows where he is on the field.
Yeah.
And you better.
And if you don't, right? You listen, you're playing 2 weeks later because you've been out. So I think that we've never had a threat like that in the middle for us. I think defensively since the Buddy years, and the Bud Carson years, where it was like that defense. Don't worry about it. They'll figure it out, that front line.
Yes.
And it's like all the great plays offensively they had in the Super Bowl. The lasting image for me is Jalen Carter's hand to Mahomes' head.
Yeah.
That's the image of that Super Bowl.
And by the way, we're not in that Super Bowl without Jalen Carter in the Rams game.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. The final freaking quarter, he was unbelievable in the snow.
Totally. All right, a couple things I want to do with you.
Yeah.
At some point, I want to go over the schedule with you.
Please.
Because I love that stuff. But I want to start with a story I started the show with. Okay?
Yeah.
So this morning, I'm in line every morning right near my house. There's a Dunkin' Donuts. I'm in the car line, and I get an Americano every day, black, no sugar. And so they know the whole thing. So I go up to see the lady I'm friends with, and she says, Anthony, the woman in front of you paid for the coffee.
Oh, it's a pay it forward thing. Yeah.
And so I go, oh, that's so sweet, right? So I hurry up to catch her to thank her. And, we roll the windows down and I thank her. And she's like, no problem, pay it forward type thing. But I said, why did why today? She went, go Birds. and when she said go, I wanted to cry. I was like, oh my God, I love you.
Yeah.
Like, how awesome. And to me, it's emblematic of this fan base.
Yes.
This fan base that we're a part of, right, in our own way, that we grew up with, is the greatest fan base. The way we celebrate this team.
Yes.
It's a beautiful community. They were out last night at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right? Waiting to get in the lots,
yes.
the tailgate.
Yep. I'll share a funny story that's relatable to this. I'm on a text chain with a bunch of my cousins, and one cousin said something about, I missed it last night because I was coming from the U.S. Open down to Philly. The America's Game, it was on last night, right?
Yeah, which was unbelievable,
So
by the way.
I heard it's unbelievable. Drew
Yeah.
Gallagher was telling me about
Yeah,
it. Right?
I was Drew and I were just texting. Yeah,
So,
last night he's like, "I hope you're watching America's Game." It was just unbelievable.
Yeah. So one of my cousins brought it up. And then I said, yeah, they did something on Roku that was the yearbook of the season and stuff. And my other cousin, Dave, who you've met before, his text, I mean, we're all grown men. We all have families and all that. His text to all of us was, am I going to cry? And that to me sums up how we all feel about the team. Like emotionally, we are so invested. We get caught up with so many things, and it's hard to describe to people on the outside how you feel about this team. I think a team like the Buffalo Bills, if they were to have a run, they would feel it in that fan base. Like the Detroit Lions, they would feel it, right?
Yes.
Maybe even the Chicago Bears, they would understand and feel it. That's what makes, I think, this connection to a fan base and to a team and to a town. That's why it transforms kind of how we view sports. And you're 100% right.
It's church.
It is. Every Sunday, we get a quick mass on Thursday. Like driving over the bridge, like last night, seeing all the Kelly Green everywhere. I was just beaming. I was like, it's just good to be back home, right?
Right.
It's just nothing better. And I mentioned it during the broadcast last night at the U.S. Open. We had a group of people in the middle of the show just chanting "Go Birds" to the right of me. And L. Duncan, my partner, had to recognize it. And I was like, yeah, they're my people, right? And there was a couple Temple Al shout-outs, but like a lot of "Go Birds." And I turned around in the middle of the show. We're talking tennis, proudly saying, we are going to be there tomorrow, SportsCenter live from the link, right? Because I just wear it with so much pride that we can talk about it nationally, about our Philadelphia fandom. And it's hard to explain to anybody if you're on the outside.
Right.
You've got to be here on game day and understand how it feels. Everywhere you turn, you're in Midnight Green. You're in, Kelly Green. We all have that connection, especially in a world where everybody's disconnected.
Yes.
In so many ways.
Yes.
That's the one thing we all can get on the same page.
Which is what I love. And, you mentioned Buffalo. It's like that in Green Bay, on a Packers Sunday.
Detroit. Yep.
Right. It's quiet. There's nobody around.
Yeah.
They're all watching the game. But Philadelphia's a big city.
Yeah.
What's unique about it is it's a major metropolis. New York is a baseball town. Boston is a baseball town, right? Los Angeles is probably a baseball town, or basketball. And, Dallas is a football, but it's college, high school, where it's not one team. It's such a big state, right? Where this region is all about the Eagles. And sports, but the Eagles are at the forefront.
You can make a case too, and I think you'll agree. Pittsburgh's the same way.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just been so far away for them.
But they're also a smaller town.
They are
300,000 people.
Yeah. And I think they have the chip on their shoulder too. How we view New York to us, they view Philadelphia to them.
Yes.
We're big city here in the state, right?
Right.
So it's hard to explain. I will tell you, one of my close buddies, he won a Super Bowl and he had to go through Philly, is Booger McFarland. And Booger's going to be with me. He's going to be with me tonight.
Are we going to eat the? Is he coming with us to get
No,
steaks?
he's freaking playing golf. I was like,
Fugazi.
I was like, where's my invite?
Yeah,
And I was
really?
like, you don't want a proper cheesesteak? He's like, I'm going to play golf. He's a big golf lover. So I told him, because he was like, what are we doing after the game? I said, no, after the show. I said, I'm staying. I'm watching the game. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm with my people. I'm staying. Do you want to stay with me? I said, I got some tickets lower level. And he's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Because he's never watched a game in a stadium before.
What?
Ever.
Booger's
never watched a game in a stadium. Now, you got to think about
it.
Louisiana boy. Didn't really, he grew up liking the Cowboys. The Saints were a little bit too far. He grew up following the Cowboys. But many of these former players, they like football. They like playing football, right? There's not a fan base connection that they had as childhood kids like we do, right?
Yeah.
Maybe to a college, right? So how I feel about the Eagles is how he feels about LSU.
Yeah.
So when I brought it up to him, I was like, dude, you got to feel the environment. You got to, and I think he's going to better understand what it's going to be like leading up to game time and how crazy the environment is. And it's just a different thing. And my whole argument will be, hey, this is like going to Death Valley and Baton Rouge.
Yes.
And,
yes.
And
yes.
this is an NFL team that does that.
Yes. That's exactly it.
Here's a tweet I just saw, piggybacking on this. Someone, it still hasn't fully hit me. The Eagles play football today. Today just feels like a celebration of the Eagles franchise and its fans. This is what dreams are made of.
Oh, I love it.
Sums it up.
Let's give him a shout out. Who was it?
2 Brown, 1 Mamba 5.
Love it.
Yeah.
2 Brown, 1 Mamba 5.
But I will say, close the deal down tonight.
Yeah.
It's a celebration.
Yeah.
But
No, you got to win.
we got to win.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I hate to say I can't see them losing.
it's
but
a division
I can't see
game.
them losing,
Well,
right?
it's a division game.
Yeah.
A team that knows you so well.
And it's week 1.
And you have a new offensive coordinator.
Schottenheimer, stop.
But no, you have a new offensive coordinator, right? Like, there's a lot of it's
We got
football.
Nick is here. Though.
I agree. Like, this is not a lack of confidence in the Eagles. It's the idea of, hey,
acknowledging that it's week 1.
and it's the
Weird
Cowboys,
things happen week
and
1.
and Dak plays really well at the link. Man.
Yeah.
He plays really, really well.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear you. Again,
You're telling me minus 19 and a half all
I
week.
know. No.
What? Mine is 19 and a half.
Yeah, that's what he's rolling with.
Wait a second. I was a little worried about the line 6.5 and 8.5. Like,
19 and a half.
I tell everybody.
Parlay with the over.
I go, listen.
over, yes.
I go, listen. I listen. Everything you say is right? Like it is. I understand where you're coming from, but ultimately, I step back and it's kind of like the Chiefs Super Bowl, right? And you go, and this is with acknowledging week 1 and the offense in bubble wrap and all that stuff. But going into the game, I remember going, I don't see. I talked to Spags, right? I'm like, he's like, what do you think of our chances? And I went, oh, dude, I don't think so, man. The whole thing. And we were talking about the game and everything. And I'm like, I was convinced that they were going to rout the Chiefs, right? Like, and I just looked at the matchups. And I'm like, again, it comes back to up front.
Yeah.
Like certain things, like we're not even, like we're talking about the 2 holes in the secondary, which are there, but 9 of the other players
are pretty damn good.
Right. Like you still got, we didn't get to see Bourne in the preseason.
Yep.
Jahad Campbell is a freak.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so defensively, I go, I think we'll get turnover. I think they'll get turnovers. Right.
I hope so.
And then offensively, I guess go stop you. I don't see them stopping them.
I'm with you, man. But football is a freaking.
I acknowledge all that.
It's a funny.
You're right. It's
Yeah.
why it's shaped. That Bill Belichick said this
Yeah.
a long time ago. That its shape is not something where you get a true bounce.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And it could go either way. And I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And you're right. But if I'm just matching it up and Xing it out, and again, there's a big difference between going through a whole year in a Super Bowl, right? Than game 1 where the offense didn't play at all.
So I'll explain this to you guys, and I'm sure you will understand. This is also me personally talking and why I can never, ever feel completely comfortable.
Yeah.
It's closing out the vet the way we did against the Bucs, right? It's opening up the link the way we did against the Bucs, right? Where the emotion is there, right?
Yes,
it's the Carolina game, right? In the NFC Championship when you're at home. It's game 4 of the World Series against the Astros after they hit 5 home runs and then you're no hit at home. It's what they did against the Diamondbacks, right? So, like, to me, all of that, I completely agree with you. But when we are riding an emotional high, it's an amazing thing that we see sometimes that the sports gods just punch us back in the face. Right?
I know.
Especially in home environments.
Yes.
It's Ben Simmons just freaking passing the
Whoa,
ball.
don't even utter that name today.
But I bring it all. It's
No.
the final 2 games in the series against the Celtics a couple of years ago with Harden and falling apart.
God, yes.
In the end, we've been here before where we're riding this emotional high at home.
No.
And then we're like, what just happened? And then we're crestfallen the next day. Like, I don't want to even come into work. This sucks.
Kev,
I'm just bringing it all up and protecting my mental
You're
health.
living in the past, man.
You're right.
Focus on the breath, be in the present moment.
But listen,
Feels good.
he's right to feel that way. Like
That's PTSD. We all have it.
Human
Eagles
beings
fans.
are built that way. It's in our DNA
Right.
from thousands and
Yeah,
thousands
right,
of years
to
of fear and protect. I'm protecting myself.
Your body goes into protect mode. Your mind is always going into protect mode.
Yeah.
How do I protect? So, and you make your examples are just spot on, right? Like they're just spot on.
On paper, though.
Well, that's why I go back to the Super Bowl, right?
I agree with you.
Like the Super Bowl, I just knew it. I felt it. Now this game, I mean, listen, I can't completely say I feel it the way I did in the Super Bowl because of those factors of, it's week one. Like, you haven't played.
Yep.
Like we can only extrapolate what we saw. Now offensively, they're all intact, so they should score. But defensively, listen, I hear you. Like he can throw the football, and they can move it that way. So there is some trepidation. I just see it on paper.
They got to end this game early.
Yes.
Literally, the first half, they've got to end this game.
Yes.
Because then Dallas will be on their heels and they'll be passing. If you let a team like Dallas breathe a little bit, let's admit it. Our crowd feels it.
Yes.
Our crowd gets we all go through that same thing that I just described.
Yeah.
We go to the same place,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then we get restless and then annoyed after every 4 and out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
3 and out. So I think that plays a role here. If you can have a really good first, second, third drive, if you get a key thing, if you get an interception and the defense does something, it changes the crowd.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That plays such a big role.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. I'm just trying to make sure.
No, you're never. First of all, you're never Debbie Downer. Never.
A little bit.
All right. no, but I understand. Listen, he's right about the home disappointments.
I don't want to hear that today.
I get it. I'm just saying.
Come on, Kev.
Listen, I'm with you.
But he's right about it. Like they're
going to win.
All right.
Like we have a tendency as a fan base to be Icarus.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Like and every time, and you're King Icarus. In fact, I don't know how many times you've melted. All right. And you never learned your lesson.
Never.
So the fact that Kev brings this up, he's not wrong. All right, let's take care of some business. All right.
Fit Dad CEO says, Kev, be better.
All right. I love Fit Dad CEO. You ever see him? You got to follow Fit Dad CEO.
No.
He's awesome. He does incredible videos. He's like a YouTube star.
Well, he just told me to be better. I'm not going to follow him. He can go somewhere.
We fight all the time about sports. All right, let's take care of some business. Tell me about a little Shady Rays.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, sun is out. Protect your eyes. I don't go anywhere without my sunglasses. I used to be a guy who used to be afraid to wear my nice sunglasses on the road with me, take them to concerts, go hiking, whatever, because, things happen to them. One time I left them in a hotel back in Toronto, and that was it. I was apprehensive. And then Shady Rays changed my world because not only are these sunglasses made for real life, seriously good looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive, here's the crazy wild part. If you lose them or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements. So now I wear my sunglasses wherever I go. Ball games, concerts, other countries, and I feel good because Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. So we've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head over to ShadyRays.com, use the code PHLY for 35% off polarized glasses, and try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
Love it. Love it. All right, let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. All right, we love the Bet Park. It's our only app that we use. A lot of good SGP stuff that is happening. All right, listen, one of the things they got going on is the $25K giveaway. $25,000 in free bets is available. All right, $25,000 in free bets. All right, I'm telling you, you got to check it out. All you got to do is place a $25 wager on the game tonight. All right, new users, existing users, you will be automatically eligible for to win your share of $25,000 in free bets. That's the Bet Parks $25K giveaway. Just place a $25 bet on tonight's game. Eagles minus 19.5. And you got it. You got
some parlay.
And you got it. Big payout, Kev. Big payout. All right. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. So I want to bring in our next guest with Kevin and VG, of course. And he's covered the Cowboys forever. All right. When I was in the New York Post, he was in Dallas covering the Cowboys. He is an incredible journalist, a great guy. Clarence Hill. He's from our sister network in Dallas. All right. Clarence, great to see you, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
It's been a minute. I don't know if you remember. We used to tour the press boxes together back in the day.
Back in the day, and I'm still touring the press boxes. I like it because I should have had my 5-hour energy because, you guys got a lot of energy.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want me on energy because they're a little low key. But I was texting. I said, they're loud here. This is my people. These are my people, okay? They're loud here in Philly.
The one thing we do, right, is that we're loud and we eat. Like, it's all about food and being loud, right?
Bombastic.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's my kind of...
Wait, Clarence, if you think this is loud, let me tell you, we're like 7 hours away from getting some earplugs.
I've been coming here for a long time.
You've seen it
I've covered the jail. Yeah. I was here when Michael Irvin was laid lifeless.
Yes.
And they were cheering, and Deion started praying, and they started booing. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, listen, but it's
so
going
that
to be...
day, it was a great day.
Was it a great day?
Right.
Michael Irvin could have been dead. Right? It could have been dead.
So I was doing a story for the Inquirer on the 700 level. So I said, listen, I'm going to cover the game from the 700 level.
Yeah.
And write about
all the days.
Of all the days. So I was there that day, and I will tell you that's a fallacy. That they were booing Mike. They were booing Deion because
he was praying.
It wasn't prayer.
He was praying. He was praying.
Hell out of here.
Just because you don't know how. Just because you don't pray like he does. Just because you don't worship. You don't worship. Just because you don't
see a dude that's doing rape dance.
He's praying.
Okay, well now we know that. But back then, you expected people who come from parishes to understand that that's prayer. Stop.
Yes.
At the
end of the day, Michael Irvin was lifeless.
He was all right.
He was all right.
He's fine.
He ended his career.
Get out of here.
He ended his career. He could have been paralyzed, so no matter what, we're supposed to be quiet, wait for the thumbs up, then cheer him.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Philadelphia Holmes.
It turned out to be okay for him, though, right?
He ended his career.
No, but I saw Michael on the sidelines at the U the other day. He was happy as heck.
And he was moving around great.
He's living.
Yes,
he's living.
It turned out to be okay.
He's living.
All right, let's get to modern day. Let's get to modern day. All right?
So real quick, you mentioned loud. Were you there at 4th and 1? Were you there at the Switzer game?
Low left. No, I'm not that
Low
old.
left.
So my claim to fame is I started covering the Cowboys in '96.
Okay.
After the titles.
Titles.
People think
man.
I'm
We love you here.
92, 93, 95, I was covering high school. 96, I started covering the Cowboys.
So.
After the titles, I got 4 playoff wins on my resume.
You've seen some bad football through the years, and the quarterbacks and head coaches.
There you go.
Okay, sorry. Because I wanted to say 4th and 1, those 2 stops in 95, and how loud the vet was, I think it's going to be comparable to tonight. You've been here multiple times.
Yes.
You understand.
It's always loud.
But to drop the banner as Super Bowl champs with the Cowboys in town, there's going to be a energy we've never seen.
But that's at the start of the game. But after CD and Dak and George Pickens goes down and scores a touchdown, it's going to be quiet, right? It's going to be quiet, right?
So you brought this kid in.
Get him out of here. Come on, man. This your guy.
Come on, man. Come on. Yo, listen, a couple things I got to get to you with. We hate the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Like unabashedly hate the Cowboys, and there's a reason why. Because it was
they're in Dallas.
Right? No, because they were the model of greatness, right? And it was born on jealousy.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were America's team and they had a fan base that was everywhere. Like there was an enclave of Cowboy fans in Philadelphia, which we thought were, turncoats, right? They were cowards for front runners, right? Maggots, right? Like they were the scourge of our city, right? Because they went against us,
right?
The ultimate traitors. So there was a reason why. And listen, the Cowboys kicked the Eagles' teeth in.
They would
year after year.
Yeah.
And then the new century began. And then this century, where the Cowboys have 4 playoff victories and the Eagles have 20, where the Cowboys have 0 title game appearances and the Eagles have 9. The Eagles have 2 championships. So is it possible?
Oh, there he goes.
Is it possible? I don't know if that was in the prehistoric ages of the NFL. Those 5.
That was the VHS tape.
What
VHS.
I don't even know. Was that football back then? I'm not sure. But
Bill Berge thinks so.
a question.
Who you got on your shoulder there? Number 17 thinks so.
In fact, he couldn't wear the uniform. Are the Eagles viewed in Dallas as a rival, or is it still Washington,
or even the Giants?
It's interesting to me in this Dallas week in Washington, this Dallas week in Philadelphia, this Dallas week in New York.
Yeah,
Cowboy fans don't have the same disdain, and it's not the same fervor. Eagles week, Washington. I mean, there's a huge Washington fan base of Cowboy fans as well in the D.C. area, but the fervor is not the same in Dallas because everybody's the Cowboys rival. They got the Eagles, they got the Giants, they got Washington, they got the 49ers.
Right. Packers.
I mean, they got rivals all over the league. And the Cowboy fans can't get worked up over 5 or 6 different rivalries.
Right.
The same way. So
I didn't know it was because of the Eagles' success and having owned the division for the better part of the century, if that had changed.
No, can I be respectful, disrespectful?
No, just
it's like
be real.
The Saints fans, okay? You guys, Johnny come late. I mean,
what?
No, in Dallas, New Orleans people think they have a dynasty. You talk to people from New Orleans, they won one time. They do. No, you talk to New Orleans people.
We're 25 years into the century.
I understand that, but you go down south. You talk to New Orleans people. They think they have a dynasty. They have some tentpole program in the NFL because they won one title.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, but the Eagles, you can't. All kidding aside.
You got 2 titles.
So I'm going to bring this up.
You got 2 titles.
But 9 championship
you got 2.
games.
No, but no one cares. No one cares.
But here's
you don't. Are you kidding me?
Listen.
Listen. The model of the league.
That's not the model. Don't do that. You got the Patriots down. They're not the model of the league.
Come on,
you
bro.
got the Chiefs. Come on, don't do that. Without your respect, you beat them.
Yeah, but you show
But don't
respect.
say the model of the league.
No.
Okay. Don't say the model of the league.
Howie Roseman.
Let's be honest. We love Howie. I love Howie. Okay, check this out. As I say in Dallas, and I say this all the time to Cowboy fans, they don't hang division title banners at AT&T Stadium. They don't hang conference titles. Let me finish. They don't hang.
The hell out of here.
They don't hang AFC.
Who let you
They
win?
don't hang conference title banners at AT&T Stadium. Actually, they don't hang any banners at AT&T Stadium.
No, they do.
Because they're all won at Texas Stadium.
Yeah.
But the bottom line, even back then at Texas Stadium, they don't hang conference banners. They don't hang division banners. They only hang Super Bowl
all
banners.
I know is
that's all I'm saying. That's all they hang.
They're hanging a Super Bowl banner in Jerry's face.
Yeah.
What now?
They're hanging a Super Bowl banner in Jerry's face.
But Clarence, you're
in the immortal words of Derek Coleman. Whoop-de-damn do.
Derek Coleman.
Had to bring Derek Coleman. But I do want to.
I hate this guy. Why did you bring him into your show?
I want to bring.
Oh my God, why wasn't me?
But there is a generation.
I thought I liked him from back in the day.
You are old
He's
school.
a great reporter, but he's a rotten guy.
Hey, but you're an old school guy.
Yes, sir.
You're aware of the 70s and what they did.
Yes.
There's a generation that grew up in the 90s aware of what they did. But wouldn't you admit that there's a generation of Cowboy fans over the last 3 decades that specifically hears about the Eagles' dominance and the way the Giants have played as well, winning 2 Super Bowls, right? Like, I'm not bringing up the Commanders because the Commanders are also in the same boat. It's been, you know, in the 90s when they were dominating with Joe Gibbs. But there is a generation that has grown up as Cowboys fans who are 25 and that think their team and this owner is deranged and, my goodness, we're awful, right?
No doubt. My kids, you know, they're a generation of Cowboy fans who've never known the Cowboys to be winners. It might well be Greek mythology, as you say. You know, they don't know. All they know is bad to mediocre football.
So they don't look at the 49ers as a rival. I would imagine they would, or even the Packers, and that, because that was in the past. That was the 90s.
Again, there's been so much disappointment and frustration. I don't think that they pointed Eagles like you know,
it's an internal thing.
It's an internal thing. They're mad at each other. They're mad at Jerry. They're mad at the Cowboys. I've never seen a fan base hate on their own quarterback as much as they hate on Dak.
So tell us about
and
that.
the idea that Dak is, in your words, your guy. Can I say ass here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just joking.
Yeah, you're good.
Shady, calling him ass. That's stupid.
Right.
He's not. I mean, there's so much disrespect toward a guy who does everything. And listen, I love Jalen Hurts. He's a member of my fraternity. Love him. He's a salt of the earth guy. Does it. Dak does everything the right way. You guys were talking about how Jalen Hurts was he looks at himself as a guy that got benched.
Yeah.
Well, Dak was a 4th round pick. He was actually the Cowboys' 2nd 4th round pick.
Yeah.
They targeted a defensive end who didn't even make the team in front of him. You know, and there were so many quarters that picked him. He does everything the right way, and he gets disrespected.
Yeah.
Oh, and you look at
by the fan base.
The fan base and nationally, because, you know, your Stephen A. guys and everybody else, they just take shots.
I can't speak for Stephen
A.
A.
No, I know, but it's just like he's just a target. He's a target for derision when he's been good.
But I want to bring up one thing, though. Internally, too, that played a role, and maybe you could clear it up. Like the whole Micah Parsons podcast, not having Dak on. Like not having him as a guest while having other players as a guest. Like, what was their relationship like, or
I think
in
the
the
relationship
locker
was
room?
fine.
Yeah?
I mean, we're making. They didn't get rid of Micah Parsons because of the podcast.
I didn't say that.
I know.
I didn't make that
but
jump,
there's this whole
internally.
Well, they didn't like the podcast with the players.
No.
Well, that's not true at all.
Yeah.
Okay. As I tell people, there are people in the 90s who didn't like Michael Irvin's antics.
Yes.
Right.
They weren't getting rid of him.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Who does? I mean, he brought a lot of distractions, and they just, when you're a great player, the NFL locker room is a caste system. It's always been a caste system.
Yeah.
You know, great players get away with a lot more.
I mean, that's it.
So if you never made a Pro Bowl, you can't say nothing about
Right.
Mike Irvin.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
or Micah Parsons.
But I agree with you about Prescott because
I just want to answer this question real quick. Dak probably didn't want to go on the podcast. He doesn't really do podcasts. I asked him to do our podcast. He said, man, I don't really do podcasts.
Yeah.
You know, so he doesn't really want to go on podcasts.
Gotcha.
And stuff like that. So I don't think it's a issue of because he didn't have a good relationship that you had Jordan Love on his podcast and have Dak on the podcast.
Okay, but then when he was asked about his top quarterbacks last year, didn't that draw some like, whoa, what are you doing?
He loves Dak.
It's the obvious. Name your quarterback.
He was trying to be
us
media guy. And just be honest with the fans about who was playing well. Dak was hurt.
Yeah.
Who was playing well that year.
I kind of took it that way too.
But that's what he was trying to do.
Okay.
And so, but again, anything about the Cowboys is going to get
blown
exacerbated and blown out. So Micah didn't like that.
No,
and so everybody blew that up.
A media guy. I think he was looking at it like, I really, knowing Micah, I totally believe that. Let me ask you about what is the fallout? I mean, seismic is not as small as too small a word for this whole thing.
I was shocked that they traded him, you know, because Jerry's had these battles and elongated negotiations with everybody. Going back to Dez and, you know, you saw the Zach Martin holdout and Zeke. Mm-hmm. And Dak didn't sign the first day of the season. CeeDee Lamb held out the entire training camp, but he always caved, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and this time he didn't cave. And, you know, I think he felt Parsons betrayed him. He, you know, which I broke back in March, that he thought he had a verbal deal, handshake deal, meeting of the minds with Mike on a deal that they talked. And Mike said, call my agent. And the agent said, now we start negotiating. And he said, Michael. And it's interesting to me because I believe that he wanted Micah to be his Michael.
Right.
He and Michael
Right.
have a lifetime relationship.
Yeah.
Born out of the 90s, born of their successes and travails.
Yeah.
He had to bail on Michael out of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so why they have a lifetime, and he did do a contract with Michael in the office.
Yeah.
But he had Michael's back. Okay. And he wanted Michael to be he really liked Micah. You know, he had him at his in the Super Bowl. He wanted Michael to be his Michael, but Michael don't do nothing but a podcast. He's not in the streets. He's not have a drug trial. He doesn't have accusations across the metro.
Right.
He don't need you to bail him out.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And he was never going to be your Michael to a certain extent.
And let's
he
face
felt betrayed by that.
And let's face it, like the way business was done in the 90s, it's not really the way business is done now, right? And I understand the way, like in Jerry's mind, like I actually understand that, you know, the whole handshake thing and, you know, we'll do it as men. But like today, when you got the biggest agent, like in the NFL, it can't go down that way.
Well, it shouldn't go down that way. It probably can if the player allows it to, because the agent works for the player.
Right.
But Micah and his agent are tight. They're tied at the hip, and his agent has done well by a lot of players.
Yeah.
You know, and his agent was so eloquent the other day, even when he talked about Stephen A. Michael's job to chase quarterbacks. It's my job to chase commas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
Yeah,
That's his job.
Yeah.
Really good.
And that's why he hired him to chase commas.
Yeah.
And he chased him like a mofo.
Yeah.
So what's the fallout you think inside?
Well, no, the players are frustrated. You know, if you're going to do it in March.
Yes.
But you go to training camp and they thought because you could have got more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe could have come to the Eagles. No, that would never happen.
Never happen.
Yeah, I know that
Shefty
said
he
it
was
today.
never.
Yeah.
They were never going
Real.
to send him to the Eagles.
Yeah.
That was we asked Jerry about trading to Green Bay, and he said the only teams he eliminated were within the division.
Yeah.
So they were never going to let Howie one up them anyway.
Yeah.
Right? That was never going to happen. He was never coming to the Eagles. But yeah, the players were devastated. They're shocked. It had nothing to do with Kenny Clark, good solid player. You don't trade a damn elite pass rusher for a nose guard. Okay?
Right.
You don't do that. And for the future, the picks, you know, it's been 30 years. It's time to win now. You're paying Dak $60 million. You're paying CD, what are you paying him? You can't wait for those picks to turn into other picks and hopefully you get a Herschel Walker deal and build a dynasty 4 years from now. It's time to win now.
Yeah.
You know, and so there's frustration, you know, but this team these players have dealt with distractions and everything else, and they just are going to be ready to play tonight.
Is their run game like Javonte? I coming out of Carolina, I love Javonte Williams. I thought he could have been something. And the knee really kind of derailed him. I didn't understand their plan at running back. I didn't see him in the preseason in the training camp. How does Javonte look? Because we know Miles Sanders.
There's a reason why Miles Sanders is on his third team.
They're both just guys, right?
Yeah.
They're good. They're solid NFL running backs, right? They're not Saquon Barkley. They're not Derrick Henry. I screamed at the top of my lungs that they should have gone after Derrick Henry, who wanted to come to Dallas for less money last year. But they're not those guys. I mean, they're solid. They're going to get what's there. I don't think they're going to get anything extra.
Right.
You know, if there's a hole, they're going to get the yards that's there. They're not going to get anything extra. Javonte Williams is a solid pro. He's 2 years away from that knee injury. He feels like he's back to himself again. But they're not anything special. They're going to do a running back by committee. Maybe Jalen Blue, the rookie out of Texas, they can get the ball.
Explosiveness.
Yeah, he's a 4-3 guy. Get the ball to him out the backfield and do some things with him. But, you know, he's more of a change of pace guy, more like Tony Pollard was when he first came into the league. But the top two backs on the roster right now are you know, Sanders and Williams. And we'll see. Williams didn't, you know, they basically gave Williams the job. But they didn't give him a lot of money. Either one of them got
I just don't know how that, because, you know, it feels like Dak's going to have to throw it, you know, 40 times.
They want to run. They want to set the run. They want you to honor the run. But, yeah, I mean, it's hard not to fall in love with the idea of throwing to CD, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, Kevontae Turpin, you know, and when Dak's been good, when Dak's played a complement of games, they've been competitive. They've won 8 to 9 games. They've been competitive, a playoff contender toward the end of the season every year that he's played the full complement of games, and he's going to put up numbers. There's
Especially
no question about
when
that.
he has a number two.
Yeah.
Like a number two wide receiver.
Yeah,
Dak's
that's a
a
great
completely
point.
different player.
He's also 2-5 in the playoffs. Just say.
We're talking about the regular season. We're not talking about the playoffs. I mean, we're talking about the regular.
love going on for me.
There's no love.
No, it's respect. It's respect.
There's no love. Those are facts.
It's some respect.
Okay, what is, okay,
2 and 5 in the playoffs are fact.
So what is Lamar Jackson record in the playoffs?
I don't know. He's
3 and 5.
He ain't a Cowboy. If he was a Cowboy, I would
know.
know.
But I'm just saying, we're talking about the regular season right now, and we all know. Listen, I love Jalen Hurts. I love his story. I love all Texas quarterbacks, Texas kids. He got the best line in football.
I knew there was a butt coming.
It's not a but. He got the best line in football. He has the offensive MVP in the backfield. He has 2 first-round picks at receiver. He has the best defense in football. He's not asked to win games.
Sounds like it's the gold standard up here.
Sounds like it's a right formula. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not a diss, but other quarterbacks asked to do different things so they don't have those things around them. Just like, listen, same thing with Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
Okay? There are a lot of people.
Best offensive line.
All of that.
Right.
He had Emmett. I mean, it's
Michael,
the same thing.
Yeah.
And
Novacek.
that's not a knock.
Yeah.
But let's not compare when you don't have to do the same things.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think, though, and I love that you brought up the Troy Aikman thing, because back then the media was completely different. They viewed Troy differently when they talked about great quarterbacks in that conversation. Jalen's always on the outside because of, hey, he's got all these other things. You don't often hear that one with Troy. You sometimes hear when they talk about all-timer guys, right?
Hang on 1 second. We're in overtime, OT right now. All right, make sure you're watching us on YouTube. If you are on Roku or the Xfinity platform, all of our fast channels, we are now on YouTube. Continue.
Okay, I got 5 minutes. I got to do something else.
Do what you got to do, man.
But I would say this.
Yeah.
You ain't hurt my feelings?
No. I know. Let's love you. The difference with, and you know this, when you're drafted high, you always get rated high.
Yeah.
He was the first overall pick.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Jalen, you get that carte blanche.
Yes.
As a number 1 overall pick.
Yes.
That somebody in Troy was the prototype.
Yeah.
Okay. He wasn't a guy that said, well, we'll see what he can do. This guy was strapping.
Right.
He was the big blonde UCLA rocket arm John, so you got that cachet to go with. Then you went 3 Super Bowl titles, and so you're going to get elevated.
Totally.
He wasn't. Even Joe Montana was like, he was small. Troy had the rocket arm, everything.
No, without a doubt. But the thing with Jalen that I don't think he gets credit for is running the offense like an elite point guard.
Yeah,
he's Magic Johnson. Every bit of he's a winner. He does, like, you need him to go. It's 3rd and 4, and you need him to run for 5 yards. He'll run for 5 yards. You need him to drop a bucket. Drop the ball in the bucket down the line to A.J. Brown outside the numbers, he'll do it. Like, he is a winner. And I think that piece of it, he doesn't get the credit for.
No, there's no question he's a winner. And again, going back to the Alabama and how he's handling everything, again, salt of the earth, great soul, a guy you want to emulate, you want your kids to emulate, he's everything. There's no question about that. He does it the right way and has overcome stuff. People, again, a guy you want to root for.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
Yeah. Last thing before we let you go.
Okay.
What do you see? What do you see tonight? Because we're talking about this game and how it's going to kind of. What do you see? Mean, how do you play it out, X and O?
If I'm betting big on the Eagles. There's no question about that. You know, and again, just like the division. And we all know that no one's repeated this division since 2004. The Eagles have won the Super Bowl before, didn't win the division next year. For whatever reason, they had the best team coming back, right? There's always something that squirrely happens in the division. The Cowboys have swept the division. The next year didn't win the division. And so that's always in the back of my mind as far as how the season's going to play out. Something may squirrely happen because no one's won the repeated division since 2004 when the Eagles did it, right? For 3 straight years. But tonight, it should be all Eagles. The Cowboys have not prepared well. They got, got rid of the best players a week before the season opener. I think they should score points. I just don't know how they stopped the Eagles. So, I think, they will score points. I think pick the over, pick the Eagles.
Yeah, like it. Clarence, what a pleasure. It's great to see you again, man. You do great work. It's great to be part of the same network.
There you go,
our
man.
all-city network. So you're a legend in the press box. So keep it up, man.
I thank you guys, man. Appreciate it. And love your work, too.
I appreciate that,
I've been
Clarence.
following you a long
Thank you very
time.
much. I've been following you as well.
All right. We got to go through. We got to go through the schedule. You and I.
Okay,
I just want to hear Kevin. And then we're going to go. I promise you. I promise Kevin, because Kevin is the greatest. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm in. He said, I said, listen, I'll get you Skinny Joey's cheesesteak after.
I've heard a lot of things about Skinny Joey's.
Right?
I've heard a lot of things. And we had a great time at Angelo's last October.
I took you over to Angelo's.
So count me
We
in.
had a great time.
Yeah.
I figure let's make the rounds, right?
Absolutely. Each time I come by, we go to another stop.
Yes.
And we'll just continue.
Right? It's the greatest,
Yes,
man.
it is.
It's the best. All right. So let's go through it. Obviously, we'll start. VG, you do the honors of the W's and L's.
All right.
Let's start tonight.
Okay.
What do you see?
Eagles win.
All right. And do they cover?
That line's moved from 6.5 to 8.5 back to
Yes.
6.5.
Yes.
And where's it at right now?
I think it's at 8.
8.5.
I think it's just at 8. Let me check real quick. But yeah, it was 8 when we started the show.
It was 6.5, I think, yesterday. I do not think they cover.
Okay.
Anytime it's around 7.5, if it's 6.5, you feel okay, and I do not feel good at 8.5. I think they win 30-24.
Okay. 30-24. All right. Next week, 425, Dateline, Kansas City. It's the Super Bowl rematch.
Chiefs win.
Chiefs win. Then we come back home, another rematch. All right, this time it's the Rams. Matthew Stafford, he now has Devontae Adams to go with Puka.
And probably better weather. I think the Eagles will win.
Okay.
Even though the Rams scare the hell out of me.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell. All right, then.
Man.
Every week 4, they put us in hell.
The Bermuda Triangle.
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what it is. We go to Tampa, Temple Todd Bowles, who is the only one who possesses the Jalen kryptonite.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
He just moves him to his left. And then that's been the storyline.
But nobody else does it like he does it.
Exactly.
It's weird.
Until they do it, I have to see it with my own eyes, so I'm picking the Bucks.
All right.
Because there's a reason why I'm doing this. First month of the season in me is training camp, and it's preseason. And if you go 2-2, I feel good the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
you know what's funny? I hear people go, "Oh, I gotta go 2-2 would be a disaster." No, it wouldn't.
No,
they
it
were
wouldn't.
2-2 last year.
yeah, exactly. And then let's not forget, 2 years ago they were 10-1.
Yeah.
It's not about September. It is exactly how it's set up, where Belichick and Brady dominated, because what they did was they figured out everything in September and October, and then they were ready for a deep run in November. Now it helped
Who said that to
they
you
played in the
yesterday?
awful AFC East, that they could do that. But I believe that literally the first month and a half is figuring everything out, especially new OC.
There's nothing to figure out. 4-0.
4-4.
Preach, baby, preach. All right, let's go home Broncos.
Oh, and their secondary is really good. Eagles win.
First game on Thursday night
Eagles win.
at the Giants. Then an interesting game because you go to Minnesota. I'll ask you because he's a mystery. J.J. McCarthy's a mystery.
Biggest mystery.
What are you hearing nationally
I'm
about
hearing.
JJ?
I'm hearing that he is going to be really good.
Okay.
And it helps that you have, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah,
and,
great coach,
They've just got. I think they just got a phenomenal setup in Minnesota for
Flores
any quarterback,
is
right? And Flores
DC.
is a wizard, a defensive wizard.
Yeah.
I do not know what J.J. McCarthy is going to look like at that moment, so I'm going to go with the Eagles
All right.
on the road.
Yes. And then the sandwich against the Giants. I hate that part of the schedule. Why couldn't they just flip one of the Giant games and one of the Washington games?
I agree.
It's crazy. All right. Then the bye, and then we come off the bye. What could be an NFC Championship game showdown on ESPN and ABC. Monday Night Football. Eagles, Packers.
This is where it gets tough, I think, because the next stretch of 3 games could be really tough.
Yes.
I am going to go with the Packers.
Yeah.
At Lambeau.
Yeah. Tough game.
Tough game.
Tough game.
Tough game.
And then you go back on a short week. All right?
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football.
Yes.
NBC.
Eagles.
Home Lions.
Yeah. Eagles win that game.
Yeah.
I believe they'll win that game.
And then you got the third game, which is a tough game. It's back to the division.
Yeah.
And it's back to the Cowboys at 425. In Dallas.
They're going to win this game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Sweep the Cowboys.
Sweep the Cowboys. Sweep the Giants.
Yep. That's exactly how I had it. And then you come home. It's Black Friday.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be a Black Friday party in Philadelphia. Eagles against Caleb and the Bears.
I think the Eagles win that game.
Yeah.
No.
That should be a fun day.
Should be a very fun day.
Yeah. It's fun having them on Black Friday. I kind of like that. And then you go on another Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This time you go to Los Angeles. ABC, ESPN, home of Kevin Negandhi, against the Chargers.
This is fascinating because I would have some pause making the trip to LA, right? Regardless of who they play. And those Charger games turn out to be Eagles games. One of the fascinating things is you play on a Friday and then a Monday. It's like a mini bye, right? Built in. So I think they beat the Chargers. But the physicality of the Chargers concerns me just because it's a hardball team. And it's not like what we've seen in the past.
Right.
Don't start the don't
don't
trigger the chat. Please don't trigger them.
They get on me because I say Harbaugh's a great coach.
Oh yeah.
No, I know. They think I have too much Harbaugh love.
And you think Herbert's Montana.
No, I think Herbert is a very good quarterback. I don't think he's a fraud.
Yeah, I don't think he's a fraud, especially with Harbaugh.
Yeah. Home Raiders.
Yeah, win.
And then at Washington on a Saturday.
What's their schedule? I mean, what's their record right now? Where are we
What do you
at?
got?
They got
It
3
doesn't
losses.
matter.
No,
It
it
doesn't
does.
matter.
It does.
Are they winning it or not?
It does play a role here.
You got 3 losses so
3
far.
losses. All right.
See, he's got a number in his head he's trying to reach.
So they're 11-3 right now
Yes.
with the schedule that I've done so far, right?
Yep.
That Commanders game in D.C., man. I say they win that game.
Then you follow it up in between Christmas and New Year's.
Oh, man.
You go to snowy Arctic Buffalo.
Man, this is going to be interesting considering the timing and where Buffalo is as well and in the division.
Listen, with that division,
Yeah.
I think they have listen, I think the Patriots would be a little bit better.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
But they should have the division wrapped up by then.
Without question.
Which is why I kind of hate. They should put that game early. That would have been.
Absolutely.
Were you kidding me? You're wasting it.
I mean, shoot. When they were 10-1, that game was magical. That game when they got that 10th win. I think that was in week 12.
Yeah.
It was a magical win. And Buffalo was trending up. We were trending up. It was, Jalen with the walk-off. I say they win this game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
And then home Washington to end it.
They lose. They rest their starters.
That's the only way they lose is if they rest their starters.
They rest their starters and they go 13-4.
Wow.
My man.
Wow.
Which is actually better than what I was looking at 12-5. And so maybe one of those games, maybe that Packers-Lions run, maybe that Chargers game, and it could be that Commanders game, right? Where they have to win that final game.
Right.
But 13-4, I think is pretty reasonable.
I'm 14-3. I'm 1 game different. Not unreasonable.
You got us sweeping the Commanders. That's why. You got us going 6-0 in the division, don't you?
Yes.
Nah,
I had it 12-5.
12-5.
Yeah.
I think I'm in that space as well.
He's got him losing to the Chargers twice.
Well, I had them losing to the Chargers. I did have them losing to the Chargers. I think they're going 12. I did. It's just kind of spots.
Yeah.
I'm looking at picking spots.
Yeah.
But 12-5, you win the division.
Totally.
And listen, to me, it's of the contenders, Eagles in the top tier.
Yeah.
The second tier I would put the Packers.
I would put the Lions and Packers. And now the Lions obviously missing 7 coaches.
Right.
And then the 2 OC and the DC who were, I think the OC was the best OC in the entire league. Ben Johnson now with Chicago. I think Aaron Glenn is a phenomenal DC and they play hard. You're going to see Jets players have some accountability and they'll play hard for them. So I think the Lions will sputter in the beginning, but Dan Campbell, remember a year ago at this time, the Lions were the favorite to represent the NFC. And I think everybody's forgotten about them. Now, I would put in tier 1, Eagles, Lions, Packers, and then in the second tier, I would put the Commanders, just like literally right there in the second tier, just because they're a little bit older. And I don't know what Jaden Dan is going to be like in year 2. He's a phenomenal player. But sophomores, we were raving about C.J. Stroud at this time last year, right?
It's weird. I don't think there's any. I think the Eagles are in a tier themselves. You don't get that.
Lions and Packers, I think.
And
are,
Bears, oh my.
No, not the Bears. Not the Bears. Now, That second tier.
Rams,
without question, scare the hell out of me. And the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I think everybody sleeps on Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
They take him for granted.
Told you this yesterday.
Now, Liam Cohen is gone. Yeah,
Tampa.
Liam Cohen's gone now. He's with the Jaguars, so
Yeah.
that'll be interesting to see where this offense is, with Baker. But man, they've got weapons.
I mean, Bucky Irving. I love Bucky
him.
Irving.
Absolutely.
And you got just a stable of receivers.
Yeah, and Abuka's going to be really good. He's
Yeah.
going to have a lot of catches, especially with
I
Godwin
like
out.
McMillan too. Like
I agree. He was. I thought he was a great pick last year. That's a good pull by you. There's another team that I'm curious to see where they're at.
ooh, let me think about this. You're curious. The Niners.
Yes.
Yeah, because the schedule's
easy.
Yes.
Now, the one thing about the Niners, and Salah's back.
Yeah.
They're super young on the defensive side, but Salah's the type of guy that'll keep them in
He'll
games.
rally them, yeah.
The one thing that has come out of Niners camp and talking to so many people is they are just physically beat up over the last 3 to 5 years of the way they play.
Yeah.
Some of their guys are just beat up. I think Ricky Pearsall is going to have a monster year
Yeah.
with fantasy if you're looking.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be the number one. So I think the 49ers could surprise people and they're still around. And if they are, that's actually a good thing because then they can give the Rams a couple blows.
Yeah.
Because it really helped us to have home field.
Yeah.
That was the reason why we beat the Rams.
Yeah.
If we're on a neutral field that day,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been pretty.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
Matthew
with you.
Stafford's that good. And their defensive front. The Rams' defensive front is
legit.
phenomenal.
Yeah, it's legit. Where do you put the Vikings?
I do not know. It depends on the quarterback.
Yeah.
And they could be one of those guys that could be in tier 2. Literally no one knows because of the quarterback.
Yeah.
We'll learn a little bit on Sunday when they play the Bears.
Right,
I'll learn a little
right.
bit about Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson's offense as well, but literally no one knows. I think JJ has the talent. There's a reason why he was a first-round pick. There's a reason why Harbaugh loved him at Michigan. It's just a question of can he kind of slide in, or will he see a lot of things in the beginning where it's like, all right, he's a rookie. He's a rookie quarterback looking at it for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
What last thing, and then we'll wrap up. But I got to ask you because
please.
Week 1 was so interesting.
Yeah.
The quarterback. I think a lot of things that we thought was going to happen in college football, at least week 1, didn't pan out. I mean, Bama gets boat raced by Florida State. Simpson does not look good.
They got real problems.
Yeah.
That is an NFL roster, and I cannot get over just how sloppy they were. All the penalties, and Florida State punched them in the face.
Yeah.
They also don't have a dude at quarterback. They got a 5-star that's sitting, who's a freshman. Ty Simpson ain't him.
No.
I mean, when Tommy Castellanos of Florida State, I don't know how long that run's going to last for Castellanos, but when he adds juice, then the defense says, oh, we got a quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, we're going to play.
Yeah.
These are 18 to 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
I think I like Kalen DeBoer a lot. I think they're soft. And then maybe that's the worst description you can ever give Alabama, especially following a Nick Saban run team. They are soft, and they do not do all the small things right.
Yeah.
And Ty Simpson ain't going to win you games.
No.
I was stunned that Clemson doesn't have a running game. LSU's defense is for real. And if that is a story, then LSU is going to be the number 1 team in the SEC. Because offensively, they got it.
Yeah.
It's just where were they physically? And you saw the physicality.
It looked like an old school LSU defense.
Damn right they did.
know?
Miami impressed me as well. Carson Beck looked really good, and they're physical.
I know. They got after it.
They got I still don't understand Notre Dame's philosophy in Denbrock when you have Jeremiah Love in the backfield
and Price.
And you're not running the ball with a freshman quarterback? I couldn't believe it.
I didn't understand it because, Price is also a great complimentary back who had success.
I agree.
Because he's so quick to the hole.
Didn't understand. You're on the road. It's rainy. And the first 2 possessions, your quarterback is, having the ball and throwing 7 times out of 8. I'm like, wait, you have Jeremiah Love there. You have the second best backfield in the country behind Penn State. And we're going to just go with our freshman quarterback to make plays.
And they throw that flash screen for the 20th time that gets picked off. Right? Like, that was the game.
That was the game.
If you don't turn the ball over there,
yes,
they would have won the game
without question. So that was my one takeaway. I would not panic with Texas. I would not. I think Arch is going to be fine. I think
will
Texas
say
is going to
this
be in the
about that.
conversation.
All right, because I'm with you. But you got to give some credit to Matt Patricia.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Ohio State is legit.
Yeah.
That secondary's got 3 guys that are going to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
Their 2 linebackers are insane. Like that defense and that team is really, really good. Like Ohio State, I think, heard all about the stuff. And I think Ohio State's going to be in the mix, and they'll be in the Final Four.
Matt gets a lot of heat, and he knew that he was going to take a lot of heat after when he came in as a consultant.
Yeah.
It was 2 years.
ugly.
It was ugly.
It was bad.
And it was like, what was he supposed to do to fix it? He's a really bright guy, man. Yeah. He's a bright guy. He's a good football man.
He's in the right situation,
yes,
too.
He is.
Because then you can provide a bunch of NFL looks with guys that are going to be. And Caleb Downs is the best defensive player in the country, hands down.
Ridiculous.
So I think Ohio State's legit.
How about the Knicks?
Who?
The Nittany Lions.
I really.
What?
I like them a lot. I just want to see that. Like,
you want to see them play somebody?
I want to see them play somebody.
Yeah.
Like I think Aller's good. I think they got the kid Chiron involved early, which is good for the USC kid. Like, it's just some of these tune-up games you won't really learn.
I know.
Anything.
I think they're good, though. I'm with you.
I think they're very good.
It's not a test, and they don't really have a test come up until Oregon.
Yes, and Oregon is freaking really good. Dante Moore is real. And they had a cupcake, too.
Yeah.
You know, like was Montana State. I think Oregon's really good. So there's a handful of teams that the Big Ten is going to be strong. We'll learn a little bit about Michigan. Underwood's going to be an interesting situation.
He looks good, man.
Johnny Mateer, like, look up the Heisman odds and lay a little bit on Johnny Mateer.
Yeah, he had a big day.
He had a big day, and the kid can ball.
He can sling.
And what I tell you about Lenore,
he's going to be here.
Who?
Mateer in a couple weeks against Temple.
Oh, that's right. That's next week.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
How about our Bulldogs? Look good against Marshall.
Yo, here's the thing.
They're going to be nasty. They're going to be good.
You want to know what they have that they didn't have with Beck? They got a guy who can run at quarterback.
Yeah.
And that team is.
Yeah.
I am scared for people because Kirby loved to talk about LSU, talk about Texas, talk about Alabama.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Don't talk about us. Which is quietly. Just don't talk about us.
Yeah.
We'll be. So I think. It's the same conversation we had last week where we thought, hey, 8 to 10 teams can win it all. I think you're still in that same space.
Yeah.
8 to 10 teams could still win it all. It just 7 of the top 10 teams had new quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So give it some time as they kind of develop and figure things out in the process.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We're going to go back in the day, and then we end with our final score. And, of course, we have the great guest picker. All right? That's a nice play off of his college football.
Is there any headgear? Where's the swoop headgear?
Yeah, get in the headgear, man. All right, let's go. Time for our back in the day moment.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back. Back in the day with TrueMark. Oh, yeah.
Brought to us by TrueMark Financial Credit Union, our back in the day moment. What do we got, VT?
So it's simple. It's understated. One picture, we relive it, and then we put it to bed, and we go to work tonight.
I love it.
That's a great.
That's the triumvirate right there.
Hey, I got one issue though.
Yeah.
Who runs social? Who posted this picture here of me on social media?
Joey.
Hey, Joey, why am I wearing a blue tie of all the days?
We're good. Oh, man.
I got so many options. I do look good, by the way. Blues is my favorite. Well, I should be wearing. I was like, that's Dallas blue of all the days.
That's all right. You look handsome.
I'm not wearing blue tonight. I can promise you that.
You got great threads, Gus.
He looks fantastic.
Yeah, you got great threads. Great
We
threads.
got a little green on the show tonight on Sports Center.
Before we get out of here, tell us about what's time. We've 6 o'clock Sports Center, but give us the lineup.
I'll be live on the field before the game, 6 o'clock Sports Center, 6 to 7. I'm going to have Sal Powell join me. Booger's going to be live with me. We're going to talk about, obviously, the setup in the game and get you ready for it. We're going to have Todd Archer from the Dallas perspective. Again, an hour of Sports Center from the link.
Oh, man.
Field.
That's awesome.
and I'll be in a green suit. So.
Oh, nice.
Do they give you? Are you allowed to? Do they care if you wear a green suit?
They don't care. Like,
Yeah,
they are. I actually get more comments. I'm surprised you didn't wear something green. Right. So no, they don't care.
It's fabulous. I love it. I love it. All right. Let's time now for the pick the game. I'll start with you, Andrew. What do you got, buddy?
Yeah, man. It's going to be a blowout. 34-17. Go Birds.
34-17. Joey, what do you got there, buddy? Give me a score.
I also think it's going to be a blowout. I agree with Andrew. It's 34. Like, I think it's going to be probably less, like 8. Like
34 to 8.
Oh, I love it. Oh, there you go, brother.
VG.
Nice and easy. 42-20.
42-20. You're in my head.
Man, we covered at 19 and a half.
Well, I have to go with the cover of the 19 and a half because I've said it all week. So I will give you 44-23.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Wait,
44-23. Okay, it's 21.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And again, I mean, all goes right. Barkley, a couple big runs, tush push in there, maybe a defensive touchdown or short field. So that's kind of where I'm coming up with that.
Understood.
All right, timeout. It's the guest picker, man. All right, this is it. We got our
I'm going to disappoint you guys in my score.
No.
I got the Eagles, of course.
Yes.
I think it's going to be 30-24.
Yeah.
And the reason why is, and it could be 33-24. The Eagles have the ball in the final possession. They kick a field goal.
Yes, I like it.
But I think it's
For the
30.
cover.
Yes. I think it's 30-24, and I do think we're going to be sweating in the fourth quarter. I just do.
You're a true Philadelphia. He's going to be in Philadelphia.
I'm sorry. Listen, I got them winning. You guys, I love this. I have them winning, but I don't have them winning by.
We got the deodorant on. We're good. They're
He's
sweating.
a true Philadelphian, our guest picker. Make sure you're watching Kevin Negandhi tonight from the Link Sports Center. Everybody, we love you. Enjoy this moment. It's our time. Raise the banner in Jerry's face. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. See you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.